Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Alexander Ziri, and I'd like to welcome you to tonight's masterclass, The Roadmap from Zero to a Seven-Figure Revenue Business. This webinar, this masterclass is all about how to get started in business, and you're going to learn some interesting concepts tonight. You're going to see how London Real basically went from Brian sitting in the studio to building a seven-figure, soon-to-be eight-figure revenue business. Creating content, creating movies, creating courses, just basically doing what we want. But we couldn't have done this without understanding the mechanics of the things you're going to learn tonight. Because you see, London Real is self-built. We don't have any outside capital, we don't have any partners or anything of that. We make our own money. And if you want to build a business that's based on your passion, you're going to have to understand these mechanics, or else you're going to just be working super hard and not understanding why there's not any money coming in. So, let's get started. First of all, we have a workbook. In the chat right above you, there's going to be a link. You can download the workbook. You can follow step by step what's going on here. And yes, let's do this. I'm going to introduce you to tonight's speaker. He is the founder of London Real, a personal project that has grown into a highly respected media company where he interviews the most fascinating people on the planet, bring out their truth, and share it with an audience who want to build a better version of themselves. He has had over 400 amazing guests on the show, including Jim Kwik, Ido Portal, Jocko Willink, Dan Pena, Dorian Yates, Tim Ferriss, Graham Hancock, Gary Vee, Alex Icahn, Simon Sinek, Elliot Hulse, and the list just goes on and on. What was first an idea has now grown into a global phenomenon that has impacted millions of people. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Brian Rose.
Mr. Ziri, thank you. I feel like I'm walking out to a UFC fight
Yes.
or something like that. And thank you for that intro. I always forget about all these guests we've had on. And you know, the funny thing about these guests is that each one is an entrepreneur who sells the ideas in their head, right? You know, think about these people. Ido Portal, Dorian Yates, Dan Pena. They don't sell physical products. They sell intellectual property. They started from zero, and now most of those have a seven-figure business. So people always think, I can't do it, but they actually can. And if I can teach you how to make $1,000, I can teach you how to make $100,000. But most people have a hard time getting that through their head. And the crazy thing is we had 70 students here last weekend, and all of them made thousands and thousands of dollars, and it really changed their life. So it's not just about the cash money, it's about the impact you can have on the world, it's about your happiness, it's about trying something new, getting out of your comfort zone. And that's why I love teaching this stuff even more than I love interviewing people. Jim Kwik was in the studio today. What an amazing guy. I love doing that, but I love teaching even more. And so everybody here tonight is going to get a dose on how they can pull the trigger and start getting those thousands of dollars of revenue in the bank account and how it'll take them to the next level. So I'm going to jump in. I'm pumped up.
Have fun.
Thanks for that intro. Yeah?
There you go.
Cool. All right, folks, you know what we're here for. We're going to be talking about how to go from zero to a seven-figure revenue business. I know that's probably inconceivable for you, but a woman just took my course. Her name is Virginia Zarnowski, and she is in the Cayman Islands. And when she came on the course, she felt the same way. She said, Brian, I don't know if this stuff will work, but I know London Real, and I've seen what you've accomplished. I'm just going to trust you on this. At the end, she had made $28,000. I just talked to her, and she said, Brian, my goal for the next 12 months is a $2.5 million business. I was like, what? And so it was just a complete change in mindset. And I'm super excited to teach you the same techniques I taught her and get you to take some action tonight. I want you to take 3 major actions tonight, and we're going to do it together. So again, download that workbook. We worked very hard on it. It's going to be really powerful. And before we get started, tell me, what city are you from? And what's your business idea? Type that right in the chat here. I'm going to be going and talking to you live tonight. I'm also going to get some of you on video so we can really hash out your business idea. I love workshopping with students because with my help, in about 2 minutes, usually we can save you 3 months, 6 months of time, even $50,000 or $100,000 in wasted money, and get to the point quicker. And that's what I love to do, and I want to do that tonight with you. But first, make sure you eliminate all distractions. Take that mobile phone and take it on airplane mode. Do that for me. I'm going to do that as well. Go on airplane mode, shut down all of those web browser tabs that you have on your desktop, close it all down, throw the dog out, tell the wife, the husband, the kids, the boyfriend, the girlfriend that you're going to be hanging out with Brian Rose for the next 45 minutes because I want to do some work. This isn't entertainment. This is really to get you closer to making your own revenue stream, and that's real power. That's why it's important, and that's why we're going to do it tonight. So first of all, I want to share with you the Show Up bonus, which is David Allen's Success Secrets. Download that later. And I've got a second bonus, a fast action bonus that I'm going to give you at the end of the call. But just to be clear, this masterclass is about how to start a business. And why would you want to start a business? Well, first of all, you can be your own boss. That's really crucial. Next of all, you can do the work you're excited about. And you don't have to come to the office every day and do what you're told when it doesn't seem relevant to your life. Next, you can have the flexibility to control your own hours. If you want, work from home, work from a beach, work from different countries around the world. That's what a lot of my students choose to do. Or you can stay in London, which is where I like to be to do my work. You could potentially double your paycheck, and honestly, it's the only real way to make 6 or 7 figures unless you want to go be a banker like I used to be. I'll tell you my story in just a little bit. Finally, you get to live life on your own terms, and that's really, really special. Because you get to wake up every day and do stuff you're passionate about. And that changes who you are as a person. It makes people want to hang out with you. It's absolutely incredible. I've helped over 1,000 students from around the world. I helped an 85-year-old man in Brazil, a 14-year-old girl in Hawaii. I've helped housewives. I've helped retirees. I've helped people in every single age demographic, almost, I think, 70 countries at this point, all figure this out. They were all just like you before they started, as in, I don't know if I have an idea, I have an idea, I've never done a business before, or maybe you have a business but you know it's not working in the digital age. I've taught all these people how to do it, so if you trust me and trust this process, let's do this tonight, and I'll show you how you can get those first that first $10,000 into your bank account. Because the truth is, if you don't have a business, you're going to be an employee. Most employees work paycheck to paycheck, and it's just a constant struggle. You've seen it happen to your grandparents or your aunt or your uncle, and they're ground down at the end of their life. It's not worth doing. You do unsatisfying work, and there's no real possibility to create financial freedom. And I know this because I used to work for a bank here in London, and I would go to work every day, and I was just trying to make money. I didn't really love the work I did. I was okay at it. But I was just thinking, you know what, I'm here just to make money and it's going to make me happy. One day I woke up and realized that the last 9 years of my life were wasted. I hadn't built my financial freedom. I was doing nothing to make me happy. I was alone. I was depressed. I was an alcoholic. I had no family. And I walked away from it and I created London Real, something out of my passion. And I loved it for 3 years. I talked to people. I broadcasted all over the world. But I didn't know what I'm going to teach you tonight. So I didn't know how to turn it into money and actually make it to where I could hire 1 person, 2 person, or 20 people like we have here today. I wish I could have taken this masterclass, the one you're about to watch, because it would have saved 3 years and probably hundreds of thousands of dollars if I had learned this stuff right now. I want to share it with you because you must have not only an audience, but a whole process to turn them into customers. That's what creates a business and a movement. I think a business is more powerful than a charity or even activism for really getting people to make change. And that's what I want to show you tonight. These days, we've created London Real, the London Real Academy. We've mastered this process of building an audience and turning it into sales and using those revenues to build the audience again. And I'm going to show you that entire product life cycle tonight. I'm going to share it all with you. But the most important takeaway is that now I'm happy. I used to come home just ground down at the end of the day and I'd say, Mariana, man, these guys at Barclays are killing me. They're yelling at me all day. The guys at JP Morgan, they want to pull my line. They no longer want to do business with me. She saw how stressed I was. Now I get to hang out with people like Jim Quick today. I get to talk to you tonight. I get thousands of students that love what we do. And I come home and I look more like this. I got a smile on my face. I got 2 young boys because I made this change. It's not just about business. It's actually about me becoming a better person. I wouldn't have been a father unless I started a business. That's a little weird to hear, isn't it? It's even weirder to say. So tonight, I want to give you 3 things. The first one, your audience funnel. Pay attention here because I'm going to tell you about 3 mistakes that most business entrepreneurs make, and that's why they never, ever even get to 6 figures, let alone 7 figures. Next, I'm going to teach you your online business cycle. This is how to start a business with 0 capital. no money, no investors, just like we did here at London Real. You build it on your profits. Not many people teach this, so pay attention. And finally, I'm going to explain this concept of an end-to-end ecosystem. This is like seeing the matrix. Once you see it, you can build a business like this, and most struggling entrepreneurs never understand this concept. That's all coming. It's going to happen fast, so pay attention. Also, mark this date in your calendar, July 23rd. That's when our full online training begins, when you can actually put this stuff into practice and have me personally mentor you to make your first $1,000. And so that's all happening. But before we get started, I want to check in and find out where you're from. If you're coming late, tell me what city you're in and the business you want to start. But before we do that, let me try an exercise. All right, I'm from California, so I'm a little crunchy, a little weird. And I want you to try this with me. So close your eyes, right? And I can see you out there. So just close your eyes and go through this exercise with me. Visualize a future for you. Maybe it's 3 months from now, maybe it's 6 months from now. And you own your own business. You have your own revenue stream. You're doing what you're passionate in. And you wake up in the morning, and as opposed to just opening your eyes and thinking, oh my gosh, not another day. I have to go to the office and listen to that boss and deal with people doing work I hate. You roll out of bed and you think, wow, who can I deliver wow to today? Who are my students? Who are my JV partners, my businesses? Maybe I can start my book and maybe do my TED Talk. You go down and you check your email and you've got 5 new emails in your inbox, and it's your customers saying, you know what, that product you sold me changed my life. That podcast you did, I forwarded it to all my friends and they love it. You get an email from one of your idols that you grew up watching, maybe in the movies or maybe an author or maybe a business person, and they want a JV, joint venture partner with your business. They want to meet you and hang out with you. You get another invitation from an incredible live event that's happening somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea. They want you to come and talk because of your successful business. You go throughout your day and you're hanging out with people that you love, and they say to you, wow, you're such a different person than you were 6 months ago. What changed? And you smile quietly to yourself. You're making your own hours, you're creating value, and you have this process in place where you can just build this business bigger and bigger, and the more money you make, the better you get as a person. Now just visualize how that feels and open your eyes. That can happen sooner than you think. That can be happening by September 1st if you do everything I say tonight. And again, I've done this with over 1,000 students. Some of them had no idea when they started. That's what we're talking about here tonight. So I'd love to meet you. And of course, the person that's always joining me on these calls is Mr. Julian Bales, our head of strategy. And probably want to get you on this camera here, on this shot here. And then that way you can see both of us. Julian, who is joining us tonight? I know we always have people from all over the world. But who's out there? Where are they from?
Tonight is no different, Mr. Rose. It's a very international crowd. We have Kim in Columbus, Ohio.
Excellent. Kim, yes. I think I talked to Kim earlier this week. Hey, Kim, how are you?
Samir in Mumbai, India.
Fantastic. Mumbai.
Emmanuel in Manaus, Brazil.
Wow.
Antoine from your hometown, San Diego, California.
What's up, Antoine?
Emil in Joburg in South Africa.
That's crazy.
Gustavo in Mexico City. Renee in San Antonio, Texas. And let's go with Dan in Tucson, Arizona.
Wow. I mean, look at that. I mean, this is what usually happens to us. That's 3 or 4 continents there, and we only named about 6 or 7 people. This is what the London Real Academy is like all the time. You know, we had a graduation ceremony this weekend, and we had people from Hong Kong, Tokyo, Sydney, Johannesburg as well, California, Brazil. I mean, this is normal. This is the strength of the Academy, because we have people from all around the world, different ideas. We collaborate together. We build businesses across international borders. So I love to see this stuff. Great to see people, Yanks just like me, and people from everywhere else, which is great. What are some of the business ideas they're throwing out there? Because I'd be really curious what they want to do and what they want to build.
So Kim in Columbus, Ohio says, turning my real estate company into an empire and moving my marketing partner business to 6 figures.
Yeah, I love it. You know, Kim, we spoke earlier on a Zoom call. Kim's in the real estate business in Central Ohio, and she's really looking to use digital media to make her empire bigger. And a lot of people just don't know how to do it. And even though Kim is thinking about still staying in Central Ohio, you can still go to the web first, and it'll actually direct you back to customers that could be right down the street from you, Kim. You could have been to the same cocktail parties as them, but they never knew who you were. Now we're going to show you how to get your presence out there, how to build your digital products, and really start that business. So super excited to have you here, Kim.
Gustavo says his idea is a book and coaching about how to achieve your goals, relying in systems and habits instead of on motivation.
Okay, cool. I like that, Gustavo. Again, I love a micro niche, and I'm going to hopefully talk to a few of you students on video tonight. But that's when you really narrow your business idea down to something very small. And it's counterintuitive, Julian, because as you know, most people when they start, they want, I have 1 billion customers, which should give you more revenues. The truth is the smaller the better. So Kim's Central Ohio real estate, that's a nice micro niche. Gustavo wants to say, let's not worry about emotions to get things done. Let's talk about systems and processes. I like it, Gustavo, but I want you to go more micro. I'd like you to choose a certain age demo or a profession or even a geographic location and go for the same process, but for a smaller amount of people. It sounds counterintuitive, but you'll make money faster. We know because we've taught students over the last 3 years, the ones that go micro make the macro dollars.
Yeah. And finally, Natalia in Colombia says she is the owner of Happy Mamusha, a brand for mums.
Okay, cool. I like this Happy Mamusha. That's Columbia, Ohio, or Columbia, the country. I'm not sure.
The country.
The country. Okay, good. I like this a lot. Again, but it's for moms, so I'd want to know a little bit more micro. What type of moms? You know, I love. I'm a nurse that's a single mother with 3 kids, because then I can really talk her language, if that makes sense. I know that all day you take care of other people. You come home at night, you're tired, you've got 2 kids, and you need X, Y, Z to make your life better. If you can deliver that product, you've got a great business. So again, go micro. It might feel a little claustrophobic in there at first, but it'll build your business much, much faster. Cool? All right, good. Now we're going to be trying to bring some of you on video later today, so just be looking for a message and we might get you on video just to talk to me. I'd love to hash out some of those ideas. But first, let's get down to the goods and start right now. 3 things tonight I want to share with you. And the first one is this concept of your audience funnel. Now, before we go into that, I want to say one thing really clearly, and I want you to write this concept down, and I think we have a picture as well. But the purpose of a business is to create a customer. Let me say that again. The purpose of a business is to create a customer, and I want that to drive everything that we're doing tonight. My point is that in order for you to have a revenue-generating business, you have to make someone happy. You have to solve one of their problems. So let's start thinking of it that way. And before I draw this audience funnel up there, I want to talk to you about how to build this business in the first place. Some of you are thinking, Brian, I don't even know where to start. Well, you first need an audience. You definitely need a lot of people that are listening to you and thinking about what you do before you're ever going to have a business. But a lot of people get caught up in trying to get likes and followers and views. They worry about this audience, right? And we all know someone on Instagram that has 200,000 followers and is still living at mom's house, right? You know what I'm talking about. And so that's because they don't have a funnel, which is what I want to teach you tonight. Julian and I go down to YouTube all the time because we're partners there. And we know people that have 10 times the number of subscribers that we do, 10 times, and yet we are making 10 times the amount of revenue as they are. Why is that? It's because we have this entire concept of a funnel, and I want to share this with you. But if you can think of it this way, you have to have every single aspect of a business to create those revenues. It can't just be an audience. It can't just be a great sales pitch. It has to be everything in between. But if you can think of this from the very beginning and start with all of these parts, then you can build a business that will not only survive, it will thrive. And if you ever see one of those stressed out entrepreneurs that's going around and keeps wasting money and wasting time on the same business idea, it's because they haven't seen this concept. So come over to my board. I want to draw this funnel for you. And it's really an important concept that I want you to think about. And you might be thinking, Brian, I've heard about these funnels, but what really is a funnel? Well, the funnel looks something like this, all right? And ours, in this case, has a few layers to it, all right? The top of the funnel starts off with this. It's our audience, okay? These are all the people that are thinking about you, that are hearing about you in the product. And I want to go next to that. The next step of your funnel is your website. I'll just go ahead and put these up there right now. The next one is your email. And then finally, we have sales. Now, as I talked before, a lot of people focus on their audience. Let me get on Instagram. Let me start putting videos out there. Let me get on social media. And don't get me wrong, that's very, very important. I teach that as a crucial factor in Module 3 of my Business Accelerator. You have to get the word out about your business, but there's no point. But most people make a big mistake because most people know that you need sales to get a business started, right? That's where the dollars come in when you do the sales. And most people understand that, yeah, I need an audience of people up here that know about what's going on. But to get from the audience to the sales is the part that most people have no idea how it happens. And let me show you exactly how it works. You start with an audience, people that know what's going on with your product. You get to them via vlogging on YouTube. You've seen my 10 vlog in 10 day challenge. Posting on social media, letting people know about what you do and starting to have a conversation. But this is where most people stop. They stop building the business. What you need to do is you must bounce that audience over to your website. Now, websites, people get scared, Brian, I don't know how to build a website. The truth is, I can show you how to build a website that converts in 20 minutes. And I've done this to over 1,000 students. Because on the website, we take this audience and we show them something. We give them something. In our case, we give them a short video series that teaches them something. And in exchange for that, that audience member gives us their email address. Now, why do I want emails, Brian? I can't sell emails. The reason you want emails is this, is it's the most effective marketing tool out there. And you're saying, Brian, what are you talking about? Facebook has a cool app, YouTube has an app, Instagram has pretty cool stuff. Yeah, that's all true. But what happens if Facebook and YouTube decide to change the algorithm on you right away and those 100,000 likes on your page, they're gone? Also, what if you want to contact them? Do you know who they are? The truth is you don't. And these platforms come and go and they change the rules and algorithms all the time. When was the last time you changed your email address? Think about that. I haven't changed my email address in probably 12 years. So if you had it, you can contact me whenever you want. And the truth is that in order to turn that email into a sell, you need to start having a conversation, a sales conversation. Let me ask you, do you like being sold something when you go on Facebook and Instagram, right? We've all seen the ads come up that want to sell you some device. You just want to hang out and check out your friends and see what they're doing. All sales conversations take place on email or in person. That's where the greatest stuff happens. And that's why I show you how to take that email and turn it into a sale. We do that on a live webinar. If you understand this cycle, you can make money from your audience. If you're missing the website, if you're missing the email conversation, you will never make money and you'll be one of these entrepreneurs that's struggling. You'll be one of these personal trainers with 200,000 Instagram followers and you'll be sitting in the gym begging for clients because you don't understand this process. You might have good sales game, you might have a great product, but if you can't connect the product with the audience, then you're dead in the water. This is very simple, but if you miss the protocol, it won't work. So that's what we teach inside our accelerator, exactly how to do this. It's much simpler than you think. But let me just talk about audience a little bit more because I want to try to maximize this audience for you. And in order to do that, I use a really simple strategy. And pay attention to this and write this down because it's 4 letters. This is how you create the best content to build your audience. And it's something I call QVCA. I got this from my friend Alex Icon, and this is an amazing way to think about when you go to produce a piece of content. Q stands for quality. Make sure that whenever you post something on video or on social media, that it's of a decent quality. If you look at London Reels episodes, they're great color, they're great lighting, great audio, great conversations. Every piece is like, wow, these guys are really good at what they do and they care. Really important for you. Next, V stands for value. Does that piece of content add value to my life? Whenever I post a selfie video or a short clip from Dorian Yates, I want it to help you in your life. I don't want to just post a video and say, hi, I'm in London today and I ate this for breakfast and I'm having a rough day. That doesn't help you. Always produce value when you produce some social media to build your audience. The next C stands for consistency. This means you must publish regularly. Every week we publish an episode of London Reel. Every day we publish pieces of content. Make sure it's regular. Your audience will get used to it. They'll get used to who you are. And finally, A stands for authenticity. Authenticity. Be yourself. Always be yourself, whatever you do out there. Give your real opinions, give your real thoughts, and show them who you are. If you're not going to be yourself, they're going to find out sooner or later. So be authentic. That's how you relate to so many of the guests on London Reel because they have that real purpose of authenticity. So that's something about the audience. I want to quickly go back to the website. Very important for that website to convert to an email address. So we've gone out there, we've done the QVCA, people like what I'm doing, they want to know more about me, I direct them back to this website. What do I do on the website? Well, I try to exchange their email for a piece of information. It could be a downloadable PDF, it could be a video series. Here's something that we offer people for my Broadcast Yourself course. It's called the Podcast Launch Guide. And you'll see a graphic of it here. People bounce there and they can download something and they give me their email address and I give them a lot of great value on how to start their own podcast. This is a course we do twice a year called Broadcast Yourself. Amazing. You'll have 10 episodes of your own podcast in 8 weeks. It's absolutely incredible. But what I get is your email address in exchange. And then we start all conversations for sales on our email address. Again, always remember, that is the place that you want to do your selling on email. That's where you can build a relationship over many, many days, maybe many, many months. For some of you, we've been having conversations for even a year. That's how you build a relationship and you build trust, and that's how they ultimately buy from you. And finally, sales. We encourage of doing this through a live interactive experience, a webinar where you're providing value to people and then you're showing them how they can take their life to the next level with some accountability from you. And that is this concept of this funnel. If you take one thing away with you tonight, this is it. And you can put this into practice very, very, very quickly. Within a couple weeks, you can actually be seeing dollars from your audience if you build this funnel. And you don't need a big audience. You can start with 100 people or 200 people on your social media, and you can go down and get your first 5 or 10 sales. Your first $1,000 of sales feels amazing, and it really kicks you off. So based on all that information, I want to ask you this one question, and make sure you give me an answer, because if you're here, make sure you help me out here and interact with me. If you are thinking about a business right now, what is the one thing you could teach your audience? What is the one thing you could explain to them? You could solve a problem for them. You could give them some intellectual property or some guidance that would help them in their life. And again, whether that means you're taking emotion out of the equation and going in for a systematic way of solving the problems. Maybe you've got a problem that moms have that you want to fix for them in South America. Whatever it is, tell me now something that you could teach them that you could sell to them as a product. And while you're typing that in, I want you to go ahead and watch a video of one of my graduates. His name is Lee Wieland. He's in the physical movement space. He made $4,611 using this exact same process on our Business Accelerator course.
I do a lot of physical activity, and I see myself as doing a lot of teaching and coaching, and I want to be able to work with people on this higher level, right? Then recently I tore my bicep, and so that was kind of a huge blow to me. Most of what I do is very physical. It seemed like it was all crashing down, right? It's really easy to be able to focus on the struggles and the negative things. It's much easier to, I guess, knock things down than to build things up. That the best investment you can make is in yourself. I knew I needed some guide to stay focused and keep mission-minded. Growing online is a really important way to do things. I can only do so much as a single person. And so being able to have a larger audience and just connect with more people online. It's still connecting people, but you can do a lot more, a lot faster. Courses like this, where it's fast-paced, it's organized, and the goal is about building something that's productive in the end, that you can measure with money. Like, money is a part of the course. Like, you should be earning money. You don't get that anywhere else. And so I feel like courses like these, online component, extremely valuable, and I do think it's the way of education for the future.
And that's a little bit about Lee Wieland, one of our graduates. He's just built an incredible business. And now I want you to tell me, what is that thing that you could teach your audience? Again, I'm trying to figure out what could be a lead magnet for them. So when they bounce to the site, you could actually give them something to teach. And now we're going to go to the chat here. So if we can get the camera to follow me over here, then I can go to Julian and say, what are people saying about this? Do they understand this concept of the funnel? Or do they understand what they could teach someone?
Yeah, I think people are getting it. We've got some great ideas coming through here on what people are going to teach their audience.
Okay.
Ben is saying how to reduce your exposure to EMFs.
EMFs. Okay, how to reduce your exposure to EMFs. I guess that's electromagnetic frequencies. I love this. I really like this. It's on people's heads a lot. Funny enough, Jim Quick mentioned that this morning as far as a way to keep your brain safe, whether it's EMFs from your phone or power lines. I like that. I might want to go a little more micro niche or describe exactly what I might benefit from, or tell me maybe in a specific country, but I think it's a really good niche. So yeah, I like it a lot. The 5 steps to reduce your EMF exposure by 90%. You know, that would be a perfect downloadable PDF. You could get my email address and you could start having a conversation with me. Next thing you can do is sell them a product that would take that learning a step further. You've got a business right there.
Renee is saying how to remove chemicals in your life while also eliminating single-use plastics in the environment.
Okay, how do you reduce chemicals in your life and eliminate single-use plastics? This is great. Look, I get a guilt trip now every time I go to the market and I have to take a plastic bag. Sometimes I can't juggle everything, but I keep thinking, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't like it. So I'd like to reduce that. And look, we know we're exposed to all sorts of things. The plastic jugs that you drink from, the metal cans you drink from. So yes, I'd like to reduce it. Only thing I would say is be a little more specific. Maybe tell me about a certain type of plastic I want to minimize. Maybe show me that this plastic shows up in the Atlantic. But look, I think you're already really understanding this. And again, you're so close to building this business. Another thing people don't understand, Julian, is that you don't have to create the information. You can curate the information. So if you look at one of my guests, the Bulletproof executive, Dave Asprey, he curates a lot of information. You know, how to sleep better. He just gets the 10 best ideas, puts them together as a package, and you can sell them to people. And that's how you really get started.
It could be that filter, right? There's a lot of misinformation out there.
Yeah, these days there's too much information out there. You're a trusted source, right? It's like London Real. When a guest sits down in the chair, you're like, okay, Brian wants to spend time with these people. You can be the curator of great information, and you get to be known at that. Pretty soon they'll buy anything you want to do. Tim Ferriss is a good example, guest on London Real. When he writes a book, I don't even check what the title is. I just buy it because I know it's going to be good. He curates information. His latest 2 books, all they do is curate 100 of the top minds in the world, and he just gives it to you. I mean, literally, I think Tools of Titans or Tribe of Mentors, it's literally just answers that they typed out from all of the great people. That's a book that he sold, probably made millions.
Sean Bell, how to overcome addiction once and for all, emotional happiness and true life fulfillment.
Okay, look, I love this, Sean. You know, I love this issue of addiction. I talked about it a lot on my latest series, Iron Mind, when I went to do my Ironman race and trained for it and met John Joseph. I would like it if you were a little more specific about addiction. There's so many different types of addiction. There's retail addiction, there's sex addiction, there's different types of drugs, right? Alcohol, crack cocaine, heroin, there's all this stuff. So choose a certain type of addiction. And again, like I said earlier, you want to choose it for a certain type of person. Is it a professional? Is it an old person? Is it a veteran? I mean, this gets really interesting. And if you can really slice it down and say, I treat addiction for veterans who have seen wartime action, you can really customize a product and you can deliver a lot more value than if you keep it too broad.
One more?
Yeah, let's do one more. It was a great crowd tonight.
So we've got Connor here. Sounds like he's got a great micro niche. He says, I could teach someone how to build a shelter from just a knife and a yard of string.
Wow, okay, how to build a shelter from a knife and a piece of string. I like that, Connor. The reason I like that is this, is that some people have probably heard that and they're like, well, I'm never gonna have to use that. But knowing how to do that will make you a different type of person. You'll get in touch with nature, with your hands. I mean, I trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 10 years. I've never had to choke anybody dead, but I know I could. And so that's why this can be really helpful. I like it. I'd like you to go a little bit deeper there and tell me some of the other things I could do. How to start fire, how to build a bow and arrow, how to, gather the right food and to hunt and gather and survive for 2 days in the wild. I think people really need this. It's a return to nature. Go a bit deeper, go into the micro niche. Maybe you target males 30 to 40 years old or females 40 to 50 years old. You really have a business. The reason I say this is because I've watched it happen in real time. So have you on our class. People take these ideas, 3 weeks later, people are paying them money to teach them. And again, all you need is 5 or 10 customers. They can make you thousands of dollars. All right, look, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to bring some of you on video in a little bit. So if you want to come on a video and chat with me, just type video in the chat and Julian will send you a link. And again, you've got this time with me, personal mentoring. I mean, you don't even want to know what I charge by the hour to mentor people. So use this chance. And I would love to try to get you really fast down the road. This is what I do with my students in the accelerator. We save so much time and money by doing it. All right. let's get into the second point. And again, we're going fast, folks, but this stuff really applies to who you are and your business. And again, you might be thinking, Brian, I'm really nowhere near starting a business. The truth is that you could have $1,000 in your bank account by September 1st if you put this stuff into practice. I know because I teach this all the time. So just remember that, stay optimistic with me. I want to talk about this concept of an online business cycle. Most people think to start a business, you need money. You need to borrow money from your grandparents. You need to go to the stock market. You need an angel investor to start with $50,000 or $100,000. Yes, you can start a business that way, but you don't have to. And I don't teach that method of doing it. I teach you how to start a business from scratch. No money, no investment. And I like this because you can test it fast. And all of the revenues you make from your first sales, you put back into making your audience bigger. From that audience, you create new products, you sell them those products, and what do you do with the revenues? You get more of an audience, and you build and you get this flywheel effect to where your business grows. This is how we built London Real, from just me and 3 webcams on a table. You've seen the old episodes, to where we are in our world headquarters with a roof deck and 20 people working for us and expensive cameras. It all happened by selling the products I'm showing you how to do tonight. No outside investment whatsoever. And that's why this is important. And it'll keep you from wasting time, wasting money. It'll make you prove your products immediately and not go spend 2 years on something that's a bad idea. It's called fail fast. It's something all the high-tech companies use. So let me go to the board here and let me show you what this product lifestyle looks like. It's really important and it's quite simple to really understand how it works. And this is how it goes. I'm going to go to red here for you all. But look, we all know that everything starts with an audience. It's really important to understand this concept, because if people don't know who you are, they won't do business with you, period. So we start with an audience. Once you have the audience, you need always to create a product. A product is really important here. And this is what all those people on Instagram don't understand. They said, I have an audience, let me get an advertiser, and let me hope they give me a certain amount per 1,000 customers and they never get bored of me, and let's hope Instagram doesn't ban my ads, and let's hope YouTube doesn't disable my... That's a bunch of nonsense. Create your own product and you'll have your own independence. Otherwise, you're always subject to somebody giving you a few crumbs from the table. That's not the way to make money in this business. So we go from a product. Once you create the product, you sell it. And that goes into sales. Now, sales is everything. It's all about the cash money, because cash gives you options. It means you can quit your job and go all in on this business. You can hire your first virtual assistant. You can hire a social media expert. You can hire anybody to build you a better business. And you take the money from that sales, and what do? We build the audience again. And we make it more people that know about us. From that audience, what do? We create more products. These new products go into more sales. And the sales, we go and build an even bigger audience. And this is what I call this flywheel effect. And the more you spin it, the faster you go and the bigger it goes. At London Real, we've run this life cycle, how many times, Julian? Probably 25 times we've got this thing spinning around. At first, it was low. I just had 100 people watching me, 1,000 people watching me. And then what did I do in the beginning? I took that audience and I created what? The London Real Academy. It was $99 for 3 months. I gave you access to me, more content from my guests, meetups so you could meet each other and hang out with like-minded people. It was a great product. What did I do with the money? Well, you watched me. I went and built a brand new set, right? Winston the dog, beautiful lighting, the leather chair. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to build a bigger audience, and it worked. More people watched our videos. More people shared our videos. What did we do from there? We created a new product. What did we call it? The Business Accelerator. Now, this was an incredible product. 8 weeks, we took people from no idea to selling $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 worth of product in 8 weeks. People were blown away by it. It pretty much went viral, hundreds and hundreds, and now over 1,000 students have bought it, and that brought in more cash money. What did we do with the cash? I wanted to build my audience. So what did we do? I thought, why don't we make movies? So we started creating these documentary films with Dorian Yates and Ido Portal and Dan Pena and now John Joseph with Iron Man. And what did that do? Built our audience up. It's even bigger now. Even bigger. 20 million minutes will be watched of us on YouTube on this month alone. It's going up and up and up. And after that, we took that audience and we built more products. broadcast yourself, how to be a podcaster in 8 weeks. We built Speak to Inspire, how to publicly speak, or in corporations, how to get your ideas across to your colleagues and clients. Next, we built the Life Accelerator, 18 high performance habits, and we continue this life cycle all the way around and around. And that is an important way that you can understand you don't need money to start your business. All you have to do is start by creating content. That's why I'm asking you to do that 10 vlogs in 10-day challenge you've probably seen in the Business Accelerator workshop. I'm asking you to pull out that phone and start talking about your ideas. Start talking about moms in Colombia. Start talking about EMF radiation, right? Start talking about vegan diets. You do that, you start to build the audience. The next step, you got to introduce a product. I can show you how to do that. It's simpler than you think. After that, you get money in the bank. 2 of my students just made over $20,000 in their bank account. They're like, Brian, I don't even know what to do with this. I'm like, don't buy a car and don't buy a watch. Put it into your audience. Get out there, go bigger. Buy better cameras, get on JVs with other Instagrammers, pay for advertisers, whatever you have to do, and get this life cycle going. So that is really, really important. I want you to understand it, and I want you to answer this question right now. Pretend that you've created an audience already. You've got people that think you're a trusted source on getting things done, or a trusted source to speak to mothers, a trusted source in real estate in Central Ohio for Kimberly. And you've just made your first $20,000 of income, right? And 3 of my students just did this, just graduated with that. What would you do with that $20,000 to increase your audience? Okay, there's no wrong answers here, but I want you to answer this right now. And again, type in the chat. If you're here with me, don't waste my time and I won't waste yours. Give me an answer here and say, how would I build my audience? Well, I could XXX. I give you $20,000. You have permission to spend it all tonight. What would you do to build your audience? So type that in right now because I really want to see what you have to say. I want to bring someone on video. And while you're doing that, I want to share with you the story of Jonathan Rainey. He's an incredible guy. He's a Royal Marine here in the UK. He actually was in my studio. He was in the leather chair. I interviewed him at the end of the course. He gave me this coin that they only usually give to officers. It was a really emotional moment for me. But he was looking for what he was going to do after his career in the military, and I showed him exactly what to do and how to make money inside the accelerator. Here is his story.
I improve people's lives through health and fitness. But I also currently still have a full-time job in the Royal Marines. It was probably about 2 years ago that I knew that the career I was in, it wasn't for me anymore. There's something else that I should be doing. It was in front of me, but I just had the fear and I just couldn't see it. And there came a point where I was looking at myself in the mirror and I basically said, why am I on this planet? What am I doing here? I want people to be healthy before they're fit because they're 2 completely different things. If you really do hustle and you fight the resistance, and you put the effort in and the energy in, it will work. I did another webinar, I had 25 people on it, sold a product. 2 days later, did a bit more hustling, didn't do a webinar, but I sold 3 products in 1 day, and now I'm up to 10 sales. So, proof's in the pudding. I was never one to really express and tell people and teach people what I know. You know, there's so many people out there that have such great ideas and they can bring so much value to humanity, and they don't because they're scared of the fear. The fear of what people will think, the fear of failure. But you know, you can look at failure in 2 ways. You can call it failure, or you can call it an experience. And throughout my career and my life, I've always called it an experience and not failure, and that's how I'm doing, and applying it to my business as well. I guarantee everyone watching this now, they're watching it for a reason, because they know there's something else out there that they can give. Stop feeling sorry for yourself, get out there and put the work in.
And so I'm looking to know what you would do with that $20,000. And again, some of my students have had that money. It's called a high quality problem. And I've told them, like, don't spend it on ridiculous things. Invest it back into your business and get this flywheel going. And you'll be at 7 or 8 figures much quicker than if you just spent that money. So I'm curious, what would you spend that money on to build your audience? And again, think outside the box here. And I want to check in with Julian and find out, Julian, what are people saying about this, and are they understanding what I'm talking about? You know, this concept of the life cycle, it's not what people have been taught. People have been taught that you have to go and get money, and then you've got to spend all this money to make all this money. But the truth is, with today's technology, you can start cheaply.
We've got Ina here, who's from Ireland, I believe, but tuning in while on holiday. She says, I would hire a digital marketer to help reach a bigger audience.
Okay, good. Look, that's smart. Digital marketers are great. You know, I'm actually going to teach you exactly how to start your own digital marketing. I show you what 5 social networks to be on, 2 to focus on. We go deeper on the QVCA. I teach you my 50-50 rule. But yeah, now you're just thinking bigger audience, more people. Spend that money once you've made it on your first product. Don't spend the money before. I mean, you know, we have countless number of people. One of my recent graduates, he had spent $4,000 on a website before he came to me. I showed him how to create a website that had converted in 20 minutes for $20. So do this stuff after you sell your first product. Don't spend money until you have a proven concept is what we teach.
CP says, build a high-performance website with the 20K, add some good, warm, very personal video content to the site, as well as about the products.
Okay, that's good. The thing about a website is that it's hard for people to find it these days. The truth is, all that SEO stuff, it's kind of gone by the wayside. The first time anyone's going to hear about you, pretty much from here, probably for the next 100 years, are going to be on a social network. That's where people are finding out. So I'd rather you try to get yourself out there with vlogs or talks or short videos or blogs or graphics, infographics, PDFs, speaking engagements. This is a better way to build an audience. You'll find that getting people to a website is really hard these days. And when was the last time you bounced from a social media network to a website? It has to be for a good reason. That's why we have the lead magnet and we grab the email address. So again, go into social to build that audience. We built a better studio, had better guests, we made movies, which then went viral and got more audience. So that's what I'd say is a better way.
We also have Schlock saying better quality setup in the environment, which makes people believe you more, and just upgrading the general look.
Okay, gotcha. So this is probably for video, he was saying, or
video, and I think just branding in general.
Yeah, look, that's important. You have to be a professional out there these days. Everything around you needs to be on point. Your message, your graphics, your social media. So again, if you want a large audience, you got to step things up. That being said, for your first $1,000 or $10,000, you don't need that. And you know, I'm going to actually have a couple of my graduate students live here on video, and they're going to tell you how they went from zero to Roger's at $22,000 and Virginia's at $28,000. She might have actually already made more money since the last time I spoke to her, and so they're going to explain exactly how they did that. But yeah, after that, you want to step up your branding. Good?
Yeah.
Good? Okay. We're going to cut to a few of you on video shortly. I just want to finish up this last point, and then I want to get some of your stories. I want to workshop through with you because that's what we do best. All right? Cool. Let's get to this last point, and then I want to have a couple conversations with you. This, if you listen to anything tonight, this is probably the very most important thing. This is what most entrepreneurs get wrong, which is why you see people stressed out. 10 years, they're trying to get a business or a restaurant or something to work, but it won't work because they don't understand this concept of an end-to-end ecosystem. Now, what is that, Brian? Well, the truth is that you can't build a business around an app. You can't build a business around a book. You can't build a business around one piece of video content or an ab roller or a bag of coffee. That's the biggest mistake people make. You actually have to have lots of different types of products at different price points. Let me say that one more time. Lots of different products at different price points. That's the only way to build a business that's going to work over the long run. And you must build this now. You can't wait until later or you're going to be frustrated and you'll never make it happen. And let's go to my board here, and I want to show you the exact system I use here of your different product types. And again, pay attention here because this is a game changer. This is like seeing through the matrix and seeing what's actually happening in there, all right? And we call this my end-to-end ecosystem. That's what we call this, all right? And it looks a bit like this. I like funnels, as you can tell, right? So it looks like this. On the very top, we have what I call free products, okay? It's something you produce that makes someone's life better, and it costs them $0. Very important. Next thing I have here is what I call LCP, low cost product. I like products between $27 and $99. Less than $100, they buy it from you and you deliver wow. Wow, I can't believe I got so much for $27. I like this person, I like their business, I want more. Great. Next, we introduce what I call a prime offer. Now get ready for this. This might make you fall off your chair. This costs between $1,000 and $5,000, okay? Now you might be thinking, Brian, I don't have anything I can sell. I disagree. What if you gave me a 6-week course and a live 2-week event where you taught me how to minimize EMF signals in my life. Maybe I've been getting headaches. Maybe I'm worried about my children. You really want to change my life? I'll pay you $2,000 for that. Maybe you want to help me as a single mother manage my time, make my husband happy, help me get a job, all these things. I'm willing to pay that if you can really put that stuff into place. You all have a prime offer. If you don't create one in the next 4 weeks of starting your business, you will fail. And this is the hardest thing it is for my students to get. Once they get it, they make $20,000, sometimes even within 2 days, because they just ask the right questions from their existing customers here. And finally, I have this final bit, which is what I call the back end. And I want to explain this. Every business has a revenue stream behind the scenes that you can't see. And if you think about that now, you can engineer these revenue streams into your business. So let me be a little specific, because this is really hard to understand for some people. So let me talk about this. Again, you need different types of product that's free, product that costs a low amount of money, product that's quite expensive, and something happening on the back end. Let's look at my favorite example, which is the UFC. I mean, how many people know what the UFC is? If you do, type in yes. It's the Ultimate Fighting Championship. They have fights on television in mixed martial arts where they put people in a cage, I think it's called, and they fight. It's a lot like boxing, but it's the newer sport. Let's look at the UFC and find out if they have a proper end-to-end ecosystem. Well, first of all, what do they do for free? Well, they have fights every single week or every other week on Fox in America, and it's free fights. And when I go and watch it on TV, I go in, I see 2 guys or 2 women. They seem like serious athletes. They have all these weird techniques. They can punch, they can kick, they can choke each other out on the ground. I watch the fight, I get involved in the personalities, and I'm like, wow, this is a cool sport. Thank you very much. That was a free product, but now I start to understand the rules, and I like your brand a lot. That's a really good free product by the UFC. Next, they say this. Guess what? We've got special fighters on a special event. Some title belts are on the line. We got Conor McGregor from Ireland who talks all this crazy stuff and throws water bottles at people. We've got Ronda Rousey, this female phenomenon who was making movies and now she's fighting. And I want you to pay $99 for the pay-per-view. $99, and you can watch the greatest fights of your life. Would you like to do it? Well, I watched the free. I'm interested. I'm going to pay the $99. I watch the fights. Conor knocks someone out in 7 seconds. He gets on the cage. He's yelling at people. It's an amazing value. I love it, right? UFC, very good, low-cost product. What's next? Well, the UFC says, how can I charge you $2,000 or $3,000? I mean, you're not going to pay for that on TV. I can't sell you a T-shirt. What can I do? Well, why don't you come to Las Vegas for the Conor McGregor fight? And you can sit ringside. And when he's in there punching it out in the cage, like beads of his sweat hit you in the face, and you can feel the energy of being there. You can see these guys on the ground, like fighting for their life. That's going to cost you $5,000 to be ringside for an epic moment. I'm willing to do that. That is the UFC's prime offering. But guess what? They don't stop there. What else is going on in the background? While all this is happening, the fighters have to wear clothes. They come out in these special clothes. They look kind of cool. They have their choice of shorts and shirts. What's the name on the clothes? It doesn't say UFC. What does it say? It says Reebok. Why? Because Reebok is paying them $10 million to advertise on their athletes' shorts and shirts. That is a beautiful end-to-end ecosystem. Free product, low-cost product, prime product, back-end product. Guess what happens if there's no free product? I've never seen the UFC before. I don't know. The first time I see it, they're like, do you want to pay $99? I'm like, no, I don't watch cage fighting. What is that? No, thank you. It doesn't work, right? What happens if all they have is free product? And the next thing they do is say, why don't you come to Vegas? I don't know. I've only watched a couple fights. I don't think so. I never paid for anything. That's not going to work. This doesn't work. What if they only have free product and low-cost product? They never sell anything of value. They go bankrupt. And finally, what happens if they only have these 3 products but no back end? They really can't pay the bills to make those big moves, to really get their brand out there. They have to have this back end. Every great brand has these price points of the product, even London Real. Free product at London Real, right? What do we have? Episodes, right? Dorian Yates, Simon Sinek, Ido Portal, movies, everything free for you. As much as you want. 100 million people from around the world know who London Real is, just like you do. Perfect free product. We win on that one. Low-cost product. If you just met us, you can join our tribe. It's $19 per month, and you can join. You can go on video calls. You can meet everybody. You get to know our ethos. It's an amazing place to do. Perfect. Now, you want to take your life to the next level? You want to build a business, make $20,000? No problem. We've got our prime offer. It's usually a $2,000 product or a $3,000 product. Yes, we have that checked off. What's here on the back ends? I've got companies all the time that come to us and say, can you teach us how to do social media? Can you show us how to build a YouTube channel? We're going to charge 10,000, 50,000 pounds. We've got you covered. No one ever knows about it. That's a proper product ecosystem. It's like seeing the Matrix, and you need to think about that right now as your business. What's your free product? What's your low-cost product? What's your prime product? Inside my Business Accelerator, I teach you how to do free product, vlogs, social media. We show you how to do a low-cost product, $27, you sell it on your own masterclass. Once you sold it, you go to all of the people that bought your low-cost product and you sell them prime offerings, and people like Roger Frampton in Virginia make $20,000 doing that, all in 8 weeks. The back end, well, you can do that a little bit later. And it's really important that you understand that ecosystem. All great brands have this. If I look at Gary Vaynerchuk, Jocko Willink, they all have these different price points. They all have things going on, books to start off, speaking gigs. They've got live events that they charge money for, and they have back-end sponsorships that pay for everything. So I want you to think about this right now when it comes to your business. Free product, I think you understand how to create. I want you to now tell me, what would your first low-cost product be? What could you charge $27 and teach someone how to do something? Maybe it's over the course of 4 or 5 videos, and make them think, wow, this person really knows what they're talking about. I'd like to buy something else. So just think about right now, what is the thing that you could teach them? What is that product you could offer? And again, be specific. Show me how to get from one place to the next place. Solve a problem for me and type that in there. Or you can also talk about what's a live event you could have with your audience and maybe charge them $1,000 or $2,000 to attend, to come together, and you could do some in-person instruction. I'm looking for both of those ideas. So type that in the chat right now. While you're doing that, I want you to hear the story of Salila. She's an incredible graduate of mine, Salila Sukuman. She actually sold 15 of her courses and made $18,000 using this exact same principle. Here is a little more about her.
Till October 2015, I did not do anything much that really made a huge difference in my life or in anybody else's lives. I was a sales manager. I started out as a chef. It left me very unsatisfied with what I was offering to the world, and I knew there was something more. Ayurveda became a passion. It's meditation, it's massages, it's herbal medicines. It's a sort of a cleansing, and it's one of the most intense cleansings that's available. So it's like ayahuasca, but 10 times more. I'm transforming lives by helping people go deeper, more spiritual, so they're connected to themselves. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're sitting and chanting or praying or something, but just connected to their own knowing and intuition and living life from there, from that point. My vision for my business is that I'm self-sufficient. I'm making at least 100,000 from this. And my vision for the people I support back home in Kerala, India, is that because of me, these lineages are thriving and they have access to a new client base, which are Americans.
You have to bridge that gap over the Atlantic, right?
Over the Atlantic, yeah. Yes.
I love Salila. She's got amazing energy. The funny thing is, she started this course and said, Brian, I don't really think I can do this. I've never sold anything. I don't really have a good relationship with money. She ended up selling $18,000. I think she's actually doubled that since we made this video. Anybody can do this. All you need is the confidence, the mentorship, and the blueprint, and anyone can do it. And it's a life-changing event. So Julian, I want to go to the tapes here and find out again. The question I was asking for you is, what's that product that you could sell first? Maybe that live event, or that short course that you could teach someone how to solve a problem. This is the foundation of every business that we teach. Some people get it, some people have a harder time getting it and think I need a physical product. What are people saying here?
Really interesting one from Ben here. He was talking about reducing your exposure to EMFs
I
earlier.
like this niche, Ben. Really, I like this business. We got to talk about this.
He's saying, taking you on a tour of a typical household, showing you the different types of EMFs in our life and how to, a few changes with the devices that we use can actually reduce the exposure significantly.
Yeah, I love it. Look, Ben, all we have to do is package this thing. So, 6 steps to drastically reduce your EMF radiation, and then list all the potential side effects that come with that. Sleep better, less this, less that, treat your kids. I mean, one of my guests, Ben Greenfield, has his entire house insulated from EMF and doesn't roll in any of the fields. He's a big believer. Biohacking's big, but be specific. Tell me exactly what I get with the product. There's people out there that are willing to pay for this. Put a low price on it, deliver wow, and they'll buy your prime offer. The prime offer could be hack your house. Let me show you 6 changes you can make into your house that will decrease your EMF by 90%. Let me walk you through all these guidelines. This is a business here. You really have to do this with us.
Mike is saying, show through video and PDFs, steps you can take using music and scents like aromatherapy and flavors, along with setting anchors to create better experiences no matter where you are. So he's really talking about the senses.
Yeah, I like this. Look, I think this is a really interesting idea. I think we don't think enough about aroma very often and how much it can help us. Essential oils and stuff can really change our moods. Music as well. You could go so many different ways with this. You could customize people's workplaces or their home environments. You could have things that people bring with them for tactical situations, like I'm stressed out, let me smell some different oils, let me get some music on. You could have it for different situations. So I think there's a lot of different products you could do here. There's a low-cost product, there's an event where you could teach people how to customize their environments. There's some big stuff you can do here. I like it.
Gregor says for $27, he would try to make his customers feel special, and he's thinking about one-to-one pro tips on how to survive in nature and use a compass. You probably don't want to go one-to-one at that price point, right?
Yeah, look, I love the survival in nature. I think you really got something here, right? There's a lot of people that want to get back to basics. They want to know about campfiring, about hunting. The reason I don't like one-to-one is that it doesn't scale. I don't like it when you trade your time for money, because then you're just like a worker at Starbucks, you're just like someone in construction, and you're just like a lawyer and a doctor. You sell your time for money. You can't build a 7-figure business. So I like it when you put your ideas into a product. Then you can sell them while you sleep. You can sell them even when you're dead, right? These things constantly make money. So I'd rather you just get the 6 steps down and you show me and get me to take action. So many things you could do. Campfires, getting lost, hunting and gathering, all this basic stuff. I really like your micro niche. Let's just get it flushed out a bit more and then test it as soon as possible.
And finally, Asha's got a live event idea here. She says, create a 1-day creative workshop and have people meditate, move their bodies, and paint to build a final art product and learn to find presence in a single day.
Yeah, I love it. I really like the paint, because a lot of people are moving to meditation. Painting is what makes you different. So I like that. Get the creative aspect. Talk about how it actually makes your life better. I actually went to a workshop the other night for Mariana's birthday, and we all painted. And it was just really relaxing. It was like 30, 40 minutes. I hadn't done anything like that in a long time. It was very meditative. I like where you're going with this. I think one of our students in the current Business Accelerator is using language to actually help people's arts. And it's this combination of those two things to help them more creative. It's really interesting. So I think you've got an angle here. Again, an event, you can really charge $1,000, $2,000 for these events. You can sell the low-cost product to get there. You're ready much sooner than you think you are. So the best thing is to pull the trigger. And look, I know some of you are in the video room right now. I want to come to you just after this, and I want to brainstorm some of your ideas. I also want to introduce you to Roger and Virginia, who just completed this course, who can answer some questions for you, and they can actually show you how they made $20,000 in 8 weeks. They're amazing. They did amazing work. They did it, not me. I mentored them. I gave them the roadmap, but they can answer more of your questions. And so, look, those are the 3 lessons I really wanted to teach you tonight. The truth is that the opportunity to start a business has never been so good as it is right now. It's never been so easy. It's never been more convenient. Technology makes the creation of video, the reaching of over 2.5 billion on the planet, free social media platforms. You can create an audience cheaper and quicker than you ever could have in history. I can show you how to create a landing page that converts in 20 minutes for less than $20. There's so many things you can do here to go viral and sell your first product and test it. This stuff used to take millions of dollars of investment. But the truth is that there's so much competition coming in right now. The time to start is right now. Because in 6 months from now, other people in your space that have your idea, they'll be ahead of you. And they always say, what's the best time to plant a tree? Well, there's 2 good times. One is 20 years ago, and one is right now. Get that tree planted now so it can start growing. You can build your financial future, and you can go. All you need is the right idea, which I can help you get. All you need is the right mentor, which I am. You need the right blueprint protocol of what to do. You need the right peer group, which is what we offer as well. And the truth is there's two ways to do this. You can do it the complex way or the simple way. There's one thing you could do is you could watch another video on YouTube. I'm sure you've watched lots of those. You could listen to another podcast on how to start a business. You could buy another book, right? Read another book on how to start a business. But the truth is that you know none of that stuff will really get you to take the action needed to build that revenue generating business. The other thing you could do is you could go back to business school. You could go to an MBA and spend $50,000 or $100,000. You could go get a master's degree at the London School of Economics. You could learn about business, but you're going to spend $50,000, $100,000, and you're going to learn about how to do business the old way. They don't talk about how to use YouTube, social media, digital products, websites, emails, webinars. They don't show you how you can make $20,000 in 8 weeks. That's crucial to test a business. And so there is one way where you can do all of that simply with guaranteed results, and that is the London Real Business Accelerator. And I'm introducing this class. Really, it's open until tomorrow, and I do this a few times a year, and the reason I don't do this all the time is because I personally instruct these courses. I take you through 100 people from around the world, and we do these protocols together. I give you feedback on your business ideas, and I hold you accountable so there's no procrastination and you actually get the job done. Because the London Real Business Accelerator, it's the first ever online accountability course. That's what we do. We hold you accountable and you build a successful business from scratch. You're going to discover the systems, the tactics, the strategies on how to build a 7-figure business. We're going to take you from absolutely no idea to building a 6-figure revenue generating business. And all of this comes with 16 hours of live calls. I'm going to get on a live call with you shortly and show you how to do it. I've graduated over 1,000 students on this course, and it comes down to 3 pillars that this course stands on. The first is strategy. I give you the step-by-step process to make all of this happen. It's 8 different modules. Each module has 3 videos. It has a workshop, and you get lifetime access to this. It starts with module 1. This is Bulletproof Your Business Idea. I'm going to show you mindsets of the entrepreneur. I'm going to show you pitch mastery and more. The next is module 2. It's called Find Your Micro Niche. The more micro we go, the faster we make money. Number 3 is build your high performance website in 20 minutes and $20. I'm going to show you how to get a website that converts to email addresses, which is literally money in the bank. Module 4 is make your content. I'm going to show you how to make a free 3-part video series that you can exchange for the email address. This thing will literally collect emails while you sleep. Then we go into module 5. I kickstart your social media. I save you 6 months, 12 months, all the money you could waste on the digital marketer. I show you how to set up 5 social networks, concentrate on 2. I show you the 50-50 rule, my QVCA. I teach you how to do social media. I've learned the hard way at London Real. We went from 0 to 150,000 Twitter followers, 0 to 500,000 YouTube followers, 0 to 100 million views. That's what I'm going to teach you in this module. Number 6, I show you how to create your product. Yes, I'm going to show you how to create your low-cost product that you're going to sell for $27. I'm going to show you the product success path, reality A versus reality B. Anyone can do this. And finally, week 7, you're going to sell your product on your very own webinar. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to show you the software to do it. You will make hundreds, thousands of dollars this week. And of course, at the very end, we're going to launch your business to the world. We're going to show you how to do JV, joint venture partners, and you can scale your business by 10x, 20x by JVing with people that have huge audiences but no product. Remember those people who still live with their mom? You're going to show them how they can make money with you, and you're going to leverage their audience. So that's what this is all about. This is a one-time offer to buy this tonight and join me on this incredible course. And the truth is I've just graduated some very successful people. One of them is Roger Frampton, and he's a movement coach. He's a personal trainer and movement coach here in London. I met him years ago at the park. He was teaching me how to do a muscle up, and he found a micro niche, which was 40 to 50-year-old professional couples who wanted to get their movement back, their flexibility back. So I taught him how to make a website in module 4. He put this website up. It took him, I think, about 20 minutes. He started collecting email leads. Then he took those emails and invited to a webinar. He charged $99 for his first product. He sold 100 in some of those products. Then he sold another 10 of his prime offering to date. I think he's already made over $21,500, and hopefully we can talk to Roger later tonight. He's one example. The next one is Virginia Zarnacki. She lives in the Cayman Islands, and her business idea was she wanted to become a performance coach. She was a performance coach, but she wanted to scale it digitally, and she wanted to focus on middle-aged mothers between 40 and 50 years old. So she created a website. This is what it looks like. You can go to this website. And she said, want to change your life but don't know how? There's Virginia busting out some serious training moves. She sold her product called the Kickstarter for $27. She then upsold a $3,000 coaching program. Virginia has made so far $28,000. I actually haven't talked to her in 24 hours. She's probably over $30,000 by now. She did this showing the techniques, and that's what the strategy is all about. But there's more. We offer a whole community on top of this because you won't be alone on this journey. You're all going to move through this course at the same amount. We have incredible graduates that are going to be on this course. They're from all around the world. They're already signing up and pulling the trigger and starting businesses because they know we can show them how to do it. And you're going to meet people who are going to become your friends, your partners, your investors, and your collaborators for life. And this is just some of us hanging out at a London graduation. It's an amazing time. But the real value we provide here is accountability. That's the third pillar. I make you do the things that you don't want to do, that you procrastinate in order to have a business that's going to change your life. And that's with the use of what I call triple tier accountability. And it looks something like this. 16 hours of live calls. You're on there. We're talking back and forth. I'm saying, where's my work? Congratulations. Great work done. Next is the accountability doc. I see the work you've done. If you haven't done it, I make sure you get it done. And finally, you have 24/7 email and Facebook message support from me and my team. Any question you have, we answer it. How does this course work? Well, every Tuesday and Sunday, we have live keynote calls and workshop calls from here in London at 7 o'clock. We use the Zoom software, which I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. I'm going to go to you there and have a few conversations. The first call is July 23rd. It's coming up very quick. And the last call is in the first week of September. By then, you could be making $20,000 with your business. It's really that simple, but you have to pull the trigger and make this happen. But of course, don't take my word for it. Here is a few of my graduates talking about the experience they've had on the course.
Whilst I knew that it was kind of on the list of things to do in the given week, there was a message that came out that said, right, you've got 3 hours to do it before a call, otherwise you're in trouble, sort of thing. So yeah, that was just really forced me into it. Big resistance, overcame it, but yeah, I was just like overwhelmed with the really positive response I had from everybody. So really glad I did it, but it was tough.
It was tough, but it was no. That was really the reason why I signed up for it, because I knew that it was going to be held accountable. Because, as I say, I could have put a podcast out myself, but 8 weeks ago, if I had not done this, I would not have a podcast. Even though I know how to do it, I wouldn't have done it.
You get vulnerable. You talk about real things. You have to overcome resistance. You have to take ownership. So I think that's the biggest lesson I learned. I myself, I am responsible for everything that happens in my life. And I hadn't had that before. And I think that's a really, really big step forward. So yeah, probably I'm not, or I see challenges or I see fear now as a way to grow.
I honestly recommend this. It's been a great experience. Occasionally it was really tough, to be honest. And like I said, I was tired and I got almost a little bit mad about you sending those messages, resistance and extreme ownership. Like, oh, is this guy telling me this stuff? But you were right, and I'm glad. Maybe it's because I'm an ex-athlete or a player. Sometimes I need a coach to push me further. So it was good for me. It helped me out a lot. Your messages, your tough those messages, but they really did help me out.
And the accountability is going to continue, and that's another thing that I love about this. You know, it's not just, right, 2 months, done, see you later. It's like, no. We're going to keep you accountable. You're not just going to do 6, 8 episodes and then let it slide. You know, you're going to keep publishing. You're going to fulfill the vision that you had for this right at the beginning. So that for me is really important.
I love listening to these grads because this course literally changed their life. They all walk taller, they have so much confidence, they know where their future's going, and it's so empowering. It's more than just a business. And that's why I love showing you those. Just to finish this out, I've got a couple bonuses I want to give you tonight if you want to pull the trigger and join me on this incredible experience. The first one is bonus number 1. It's called Accelerate Your Year. This is how to take your business to the next level. I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you how to take your 6-figure business all the way up to 7 figures. But there's more. There's a second bonus, and that's the entire London Reel library. These are how-to tutorials for every step of the way, word-for-word scripts and templates on how to get you to the next level, and case studies and extra study material. And of course, there's a fast action bonus I want to share with you tonight. It's Facebook ad mastery. Most people waste money on Facebook. They don't know how to use it. I'm going to show you how we use that behind the scenes. So just to explain, everything you get is this: 8 hours of on-demand video training, 2 bonus modules, the Facebook Ad Mastery, lifetime access to all the modules, 16 hours of live video calls with me and my London Reel business coaches, access to our private business accelerator Facebook, 24/7 email support for the entire course. My bonus is my lifetime access to all the modules. You get a ticket to the graduation ceremony here in London, and I assign you a specific London Reel coach just for you. But more importantly, what are you going to create? Well, this is what you're going to do. You're going to launch your dream business in 8 weeks. Let me repeat. You will launch your business in 8 weeks. You're going to create financial freedom. You can work from anywhere in the world. You can control your own hours. You can live your passion. And if you join us, I will give you all of that. And if you pay in full tonight, I've got 2 special bonuses. The first is Dan Pena live at the Ritz at $2,000 value. It's 6 hours of the $50 billion man blast. And I'm telling you, if this doesn't fire you up, I don't know what will. When people want to watch that, they want to create $1 million businesses. $2,000 value, yours for free tonight if you pull the trigger. And the second is a video kickoff call with me where I brainstorm your business ideas before the course starts. That's $1,000 value. All of that is yours tonight if you choose to invest. And that's what I'm saying here. I'm not talking about spending money. I'm talking about investing in your future. That's what this is. And I've seen people invest in things and have massive returns. When I spent money on my college education, it cost me $14,000, but it paid me millions in return. And so you just saw that 2 of my students, Virginia and Roger, made $20,000 on this course. My personal mentoring for 8 weeks alone is worth probably over $20,000, and the lifetime value of the network of students you're going to meet is easily worth $20,000. You get all of this value and all of those bonuses for the extremely low price of $2,997. Again, I've seen people make 100 times this on their investment by creating businesses and doing launches. My friend John McMahon, who graduated our course about 14 months ago, just did a $1.6 million launch. And the crazy thing he said is, Brian, that's nothing. Watch what I do before the year's over. He said, you taught me how to do this framework, and now I'm taking it to the next level. And for those of you who don't have the 2997 right now, I don't want you to miss this special opportunity because I don't know the next time I'm doing this course. It might be next year. The truth is, I can't be personally involved with these for very much longer, but this one, you get my attention. So we have a payment plan of $297 per month for 12 months. $297 gets you in the door right now. You get the bonuses, you get in the Facebook group, you get the first module, and you start changing your life right now. If you can't come up with $297, I don't believe you. You just don't want your independence bad enough. You don't want your freedom bad enough, or you like your current situation way more than I understand. I think it was Albert Einstein that said, that the definition of insanity is repeating the same action and expecting a different result. I've also heard people say that the same mentality that caused you to get in this problem is not going to help you solve this problem. You need new ideas, you need a new mentor, you need a new process. That's the London Reel Business Accelerator. With this, you can change your game. And I've had people come on here and say, Brian, I don't even have $10. And I say, look, if you repeat this process, you're going to be even more broke. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to spend a small amount of money for a complete game change. And that's what I'm offering tonight. Of course, I've got a premium plan for $4,997, which includes an interview here at London Reel Studios. You get to sit down in the leather chair with me and have your own conversation. You can use this as a business tool that will help you sell more product. It's incredible. It's a huge discount. I can't believe I'm doing it for so cheap. And finally, I have the Inner Circle, which is a group of about 10 high-level entrepreneurs building 7- and 8-figure businesses from around the world. It's my personal mentoring for 6 months, and I introduce you to these people that will absolutely change your game. So to recap, the total value of this course is this. You get the Business Accelerator for $2,997. You get bonus number 1. You get bonus number 2, the London Real Library. You get the Fast Action bonus, the Facebook Ad Mastery. You get Dan Pena live at the Ritz. You get my live video kickoff call and 16 hours of live video calls. You get 24/7 email support. You get lifetime access to the course, the workbooks, and the community. And of course, you get a graduation ticket for the London ceremony here. All of that is a value nearing $20,000, and of course you get it for the low price of $2,997. But just to show you how confident I am that this course will change your life, I am prepared to give you this. A 60-day money-back guarantee. If you take my course and you show up to my live calls and you do the work, and if for any reason at the end of it you're not completely 100% satisfied, I will give your money back. So you have no excuses left. You can try this course effectively for free. And if you're not satisfied, great, you can go away. Go away whatever you want to do. Or you might walk away with a business that's making you $20,000. That's how confident I am in this course. So what happens next? There's a link here in the chat. Click on the link. You'll go to a page, choose the payment plan or the level you want, premium or basic. Go through, put your card in, and pull the trigger. Life all comes down to a few moments. This is one of them. If you're here on this call with me, this is a chance to help me change your life. Otherwise, you're going to repeat the same patterns that got you in this situation. This is a chance. I'm telling you, if you're on this call with me right now, it means you should probably pull the trigger and do this. I've had a lot of people at this point that went one way or the other, and it literally changed the course of their life. And so that's what's happening now. Again, all the bonuses are only good while I'm still here on this call, so pull the trigger now. This course will be full and closed by tomorrow. And again, I don't know when I'm going to offer this again. The time for action is right now. And I'm thinking about going to the video call and talking to a few people, so should we give that a try?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go over to this call. Should I give the link if other people want to join us? Or you can watch me right now on this call. If you want to be a part of it, just go to the chat and Julian will share a link. But I think we're going to try to pop over this thing right now and tell me if it's working. Let me see who I can talk to here. Is that working over there in the control room? Hey, everybody. What's going on? I am done. Well, I'm still talking to everybody here on the jam, but I wanted to just talk with a few of you here. Madeline, Mustafa, what's up, Michael? How are you? What's up, Robbie? What's up, Pablo? Great to have you here tonight. This is the software we use to actually teach the course. It's called Zoom. It's pretty cool, right? Can everyone hear me, by the way, okay? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And so it's a great way for us to talk to each other and find out what's going on. You know, I'd love to talk to Mustafa and then Madeline. I'd love to talk to you next. Mustafa, tell me, what city are you in? And what is your business idea? Or what's the challenge right now in pulling the trigger and making your business happen?
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
All right. So, to be honest, I'm not sure really what I want.
Okay, that's fine. About 1 in 3 of our students don't even have an idea. So one out of 3 has an idea. 1 out of 3 already has a business, sometimes $1 million business. So what are you passionate about and what are you talented in? So say you met me for the first time and you talked to me, you wanted to talk to me for 2 hours and just talk about something you're passionate. What's the first thing that comes to mind? What's one of the things that you love to do in your spare time? What is it? You said you've got a lot of them. Can you name one? Am I making you nervous, Mustafa? All right, I'll come back to you. Madeline, click in and tell me, what are you passionate about or what is your idea? And let's go from there. Go ahead. Okay, all right, that's good. Can you tell me a little bit about your demographic? Like how specific is it? Yeah, who are they? Their age types, genders, professions?
So female, I haven't nailed down a profession, but they're range from the age of 35 to 50. 35 to 50,
do they have a location that they're in right now?
The UK and South Africa.
And South Africa. What do you teach them specifically?
I teach them mind-body health.
Okay. And if I was going to spend 10 minutes with you and you were going to teach me to do an actually specific thing for 10 minutes, what would you teach me? If you could spend 10 minutes with Brian Rose, what would I actually be physically doing?
Physically?
Yeah.
No, we go inwards. So
okay, cool.
Probably be learning to get familiar with your body and your mind.
With my body and my mind. And what? Okay.
So maybe it's a little bit of stress, teaching how to release stress.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, good. So again, as long as we have a specific protocol that you're teaching, I think that's great. 35 to 50 demo is good. I'd like it if it was a little tighter because a 35-year-old woman and a 50-year-old woman have very different wants, needs, and desires. Older people have a little more money. And so, skewing older sometimes can be easier. So again, if you were going to say work on the 45 to 50-year-old woman demographic, it's completely different. A lot of times they maybe had kids, they're out of the house. They don't know what to do with their lives and their bodies, and they could really use you because you inspire them. So you might want to choose that. And again, the more specific you can be about the mind-body connection and what we do would be the better. Whether I'm going to sit down and meditate, where I'm going to do some active meditation with my body, whether I'm going to do some movement. But this sounds perfect for this course. The problem is now is that you need to just get out there to a bigger audience, and you need to create a digital product and then fulfill it. And so, yeah.
I've got some of that going.
Okay, you have. And so what's the biggest challenge right now in your business?
Bringing in those breakthrough calls. I've used Facebook ads to grow a closed Facebook group of 500 women in 2 weeks.
Okay, that's good.
And then that's my cool pool, which I turn into my warm pool, and then I send them off to my webinar, which I've just made.
Okay. And what do you sell them on your webinar?
That breakthrough call, to get on the call with me, because now they're familiar with me, they've
And
been
is-
in my group, they've been watching.
Okay, and then do you sell them something digitally?
Yes, it's a 12-week course.
Okay, and how much is it?
Actually, I think you called it, it's just after it's like a high ticket offer. It's just
Okay.
one under low cost.
So how much is it?
$2,500.
$2,500. Okay, do you have a low cost product or nothing? You just,
No.
Okay.
No, I don't
yeah.
have
Okay, so I think that's probably a mistake, and if you join us, that's what we work on right away. So again, I would also look at your free product and just make sure we're generating lots of free product out there, lots of daily videos. I like the Facebook group, that's good. But like Roger, who's here, and I'll get him to talk shortly, he sold, I think, 100 or 112 of his low-cost product for $27. Then he went to each one of those, and he upsold 10 or 12 people to his $2,000 product. And so what happens is it's hard sometimes, and I'm sure you found it hard, to get someone from 0 to 2,500. It's a big it's a big trust point. And so once someone pulls their credit card out and spends $27 with you, it's much easier for them to upgrade. And a lot of times, it's actually worth your time, because the problem with you, Madeline, is that you don't know who to focus on. And that's why with Roger, he made 100 private calls to those people, knowing that 1 in 10 would buy his product. And so every 10 calls, he basically was making $2,000. That's $200 every call he makes. That's a great hourly earning. But with you, you don't know who to focus on. You got 500 people and you don't know who's going to buy. So sometimes the low-cost product isn't just to make money. It's to let you know who's ready to buy. And you know what it's like when you spend an hours with someone and they don't buy. You're like, why did you waste my time? And the truth is, your time is more valuable than your money. And if we can save you time. So that's why I'd introduce the low-cost product. Again, don't think about it for the revenue, because with Roger, I think Roger, the revenue you made from your low-cost product was like $3,000 out of his $22,000. So the low-cost product is more of a qualifier. So yeah, that's what we would have you do, Madeline. It sounds like you've already got, the thing is you already have a lot of these basics, but you're just missing a few pieces. I'd probably tighten up your email collection. I would tighten up your autoresponder email, and I would get your webinar to where it just closes 10% of your audience regularly. And again, you can learn from a lot of our former grads who did this as well. So yeah, it's great stuff. Are you joining us?
I would. I've just spent $15,000, however.
$50,000?
Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh. Well, you shouldn't have done that.
I've got to make these returns on my
Well, that's good, but yeah, I'm just saying, for $300, you could make that 20 grand back very quickly. But so that's the gong. That's when someone pulls the trigger. I know it wasn't Madeline. She's just going to wallow in debt for a while. Who was that?
Ben Millard.
Ben Millard just pulled the trigger. So thanks for Ben. We put a gong when people pull the trigger. Look, Madeline, I wish you lots of luck. But I will say with Albert Einstein, like the same level of thinking that got you somewhere, it needs a new level of thinking. And The funny thing is that in our Business Accelerator workshop group on Facebook, there's 8,000 people there. And I've given them so much free information. And they said, Brian, I'm going to do this on my own. And I'm like, great, good luck. The truth is, yeah, in 2 weeks, you're going to get frustrated. And I'll ask Roger later. I mean, Roger and all my graduates, they...
So I get it.
Yeah.
I see these people spinning their wheels too, and
Yeah.
it's frustrating
Yeah,
for me to watch.
him and Virginia probably wanted to quit a few times, but you can't quit on a team of people, not the way we run our course. So, and 8 weeks will go by like this. And the worst thing is, Madeline, is I'm going to stream all of the videos of the successful people here back into the group, and you're going to see them on your Facebook feed, and you're going to be like, that could have been me. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? $300, and that could have been me. So look, it's all good, but yeah, we're here, and again, this is really, I think, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So great talking to you. Good luck in your business. Just change the way of thinking, and you'll be successful. All right? Cool. Look, let me just quickly pull in Roger Frampton, because I know he's got money to make and business to make. He's a high-power businessman now, and so he doesn't have time to waste talking to us. Roger, I was wondering if you could introduce yourself to these people and tell them a little bit about your journey, because you were a lot like Madeline and Mustafa and Pablo, 10 weeks ago, where you weren't sure if this was the right thing for you. You didn't know exactly what to do. Tell them what that was like, and then tell them about your journey.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Yeah, so look, this is now my online studio, which didn't exist at the beginning of May. So yeah, so before in May, I was going into London and getting the 5 o'clock train every morning, getting my personal clients, and yeah, 2 months later, I've got my own studio at home, and as Brian says, you know, I'm just working on my business. So yeah, so I guess like before, I didn't really have a process in place, and now what I really got from the accelerator is to have a process, and that all starts with my micro niche. Before I was like, I want to save the world, I want everyone to be fit and happy and la la la, which is great, and I had big visions, but I didn't really think about the specific people that I was trying to help. So what I learned from there is to really get a micro niche, which Brian talks about, is to really define what my audience is, who I'm trying to help. And so what I found is that the people that follow me on Instagram are actually the people that ended up buying my product. On Instagram, it's got a very young audience, and then as Brian was saying, you'll learn a process on London Real about really finding out who your audience are. So I really found that my audience came from a different social media network, and that was more like LinkedIn, and this is like professional people, you know, that really wanted help from like 40 to 60-year-olds. That wanted help just starting their flexibility journey. So yeah, that was my process really. So I guess what I got was a blueprint, which I'm still using now, which I'm using over the next couple of months to kind of keep the system going. So.
Well, Roger, what was it like when you held that webinar and sold, I think 35 low-cost products, and then you did another one and got up to 100? What was it like, to just get those first sales from all these people you never met before?
Yeah, I mean, it was so weird because they were all kind of, I guess, like under my radar the whole time, but I didn't even realize, and then like I was just posting like free content, as Brian talks about the free product, and you're posting on social media. I had loads of free stuff. I had a YouTube channel that I was posting on, but none of these people were my customers, so I got them all into a webinar all together, and messaging people, I text my friends, I text my family, and just got as many people as I could together, and I showed them a video series which I made on the Business Accelerator. So from creating that video series, it was something for me to show what I do, show how I can change their lives, and then after that, it was time to show them the Prime product.
And talk about the Prime product, because most people have a hard concept of trying to sell someone something $2,000 that they just met. What was that like? Because, I mean, like, you felt pretty good after doing 100-some low-cost products. I mean, you paid for the course, you made your $3,000, but then you went back in, and that's where the real juice came.
Yeah, to be honest, after I sold the low-cost product, I wanted to leave the accelerator. I was like, I'm done, I'm out. And then Brian pulled me aside and he's like, Roger, come on, man. It's like, you've got 100 people buying your low-cost. There's a certain percentage of these people that want more of your time. And really, that's what I learned, is that it's called a Prime product. It's you're just giving a bit more of your time for more value towards them. So my low cost is a video series.
Gong. Sorry. So go ahead. You said your Prime offer, your low cost and your Prime offer were what and what?
Yeah. So my low cost is that was on the webinar. It's $27
Okay.
So yeah, it was really a case of just kind of speaking to people individually. So as part of my low cost, they got a free 15-minute consultation on a Zoom call, just like this, which will learn how to run. And then yeah, I just spoke to them about my prime product if they wanted more of my time, and then just really asked them, yeah, look, if you want to work with me directly, then I have a product available for you, and that's exactly what I'm offered. So my whole week this week, instead of getting the 5 o'clock train to London, is sitting in this. I think Brian said earlier, he was like, what should you do if you've made $20,000 on a business book? Well, this is it. We've got studio lights, we've got cameras, we've got plants, we've got gymnastic mats. So
Nice.
everything I've made is just, it's been invested, you know, and I really learned from seeing London Real Studios, how it's, you know, really evolved. And I was just like, look, I've got to take this money, I've got to invest it back, I've got to give my customers a better service, and now the cycle just keeps spinning.
You're really following that life cycle really well, Roger. It's amazing. What's it like to have $22,000 in your bank account?
Well, I guess most of it has gone back out into like camera equipment and
Okay, good.
So, but I mean, yeah, man, I remember just sitting on this call and there was a point where the gong was me, and like even as soon as that gong went, I was like, I'm freaking doing this, man. I'm jumping in, and I remember I was like, I'm on this. I was one of the first people in the Facebook group on the business accelerator. As soon as the modules came out, I got on the work. And if you go in there and you get the work done, if you do the work, you will get the results. And we had a big accountability doc, so you could really see the people that were doing the work, that were on the calls, and those are the people that made the most money. So I always did my work the day it came out. There's a lot of people that did the work a week later and then it got stuck behind, and you know, and that really showed at the end of the course. They were all on reds, they didn't do the work, they didn't make money. So when you jump in, just make sure you do the work, you get the work done, follow the process. I can't stress this enough. Strictly do all the work in the order, don't jump the gun, and yeah, you'll come out really well the other side. I'm not going to say it's easy.
No.
I'm not saying it's easy whatsoever. It's going to be horrible. Right? But like, kind of, I always like see it as training. You know, training when you're stretching your body, you're not like, yay, I'm not stretching. It can be horrible. It can be like, I don't want to really sit in the stretch. But I know by the time, if I do it every day, if I'm consistent with it, you know, then I can really improve my body. And the same with this. If you jump in, if you do the work, if you're consistent with it, if you follow the process strictly, then you will come out the other side smiling.
Nice, Roger. Advice to anybody here on this call who's coming up with reasons not to take it?
Yeah, well, just know that they're reasons, really. I mean, Brian offered me this 3 years ago, and it took me 3 years to go around and keep personal training clients. I remember saying to Brian, I was like, hey, Brian, I'm going to charge my client £100 an hour. I'm going to be the most expensive personal trainer in London. And he was like, yeah, Roger, good work, man. Keep going. And yeah, it took me 3 years to actually go, hang on, Brian, what's this digital product? What does it mean? Talk to me. So yeah, it took a while for it to get into my head, but to now know, I was like, damn, I should have done this shit years ago.
But you pulled the trigger, and that's really good. And like, I've been kind of like joking lately that, you know, I've known Roger for years, and you know, he's, you know, we trained together and all that stuff. But when it came to the price of the course, though, it's like I didn't offer him a discount. And that's the reason that we charge a significant amount of money for this course, because I want you to be all in. I want you to have some skin in the game. And so that's why people show up and do the work, because if it's free or if it's cheap, you can kind of blow it off when things get hard or, you know, something gets uncomfortable. But when you've paid for it, I know that you're invested in the process, and I know it's worth me spending my time, because I'm here on weekends and I'm doing these live calls and I'm trying to get you across the goal line. But the reason we have this incredible group of people, and Roger met 70 of them here this weekend for graduation, the reason they all went in is because they invested money, and it forces you to kind of go all in. And that's what you'll find as well when you sell your prime offer, and Roger just sold 10 of them. You'll find those are your most dedicated students. The more you charge them, you'll actually get better results, right? And you've seen that already, Roger, that when you charge money for things, you actually get better students, you feel better, and the world changes faster, right?
Yeah, I'm even seeing this with, you know, my low-cost customers and my high-cost. So the people that have bought my low-cost, 50% of them already left the course. They're not posting in the Facebook group. They've disappeared. They paid $27. What's that? It's like £20. Nothing. They've gone. They came along. They thought they could just pay that and that they'd actually get the work done. People that have bought the high-cost, they're excited. They're motivated, they're messaging me all the time, they're showing me their progress with they're learning a headstand this week and they're learning to get their squat back, you know, and they're really going all in. And it took me to convince them to change their lives. And it was only through knowing that process and learning that from Brian, I'm actually, by taking them and making them give me their credit card details, I'm going to force them to change their lives. But then at the end of it, they're going to thank me. Just like now, I'm thanking Brian for paying him. I'm still on the payment plan now, so I need to pay off.
Yeah.
But really, just for everyone's on the course was thanking Brian and they're paying him $3,000. You know what I mean? And so that just shows they're like, thanks Brian. So, and everyone on the weekend, like, thanks Brian, I'm so glad I did this. So, I mean, to be honest, it's the only way. Every course I've done in my life where I've literally gone all in, spent a decent amount of money, I've got the biggest reward. So, yeah, it just has to be done. As I said, if you're on the fence, sometimes you just got to jump in. And,
Yeah.
you know,
And one of the big things that we teach is this weird relationship with money. I mean, how many people feel weird about sales and selling things and asking people for money? Weird. Madeline's fine with it a little bit. Okay. And so that's the thing, is that once you see that when you charge money for something, people take action, and once you see how much value you provide, then it's not like I'm trying to take something from someone. You're actually helping them. And guaranteed we wouldn't have had the success stories like we had on our course unless we had charged them, you know, what I think is actually a small amount of money for what we teach. I think this course is easily worth $30,000 because it sets people up for an entire lifetime of income. I mean, over Roger's life, he'll make $10, $20, $30 million based on these principles. I'm convinced. It changed the course of his life, literally. And so once you do that, people invest. And that's what, if all of you learn that, then you can go in and build serious businesses, you know, not just sell $20 product and $100 product here and there. You can really sell big ticket items. And I'm sure it's only a matter of time before Roger does his final part of his funnel, which is his sponsorship deals and that kind of thing, which will bring in hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars for him. So there's all a time for that and all a process for that. So Roger, thank you very much for going all in and for letting these people know what's up. Any final thoughts for some of these people, especially for people who think that they don't have it in them? Because you saw a lot of people on this course, you know, come from nothing, no ideas, and have very successful webinars. What would you say?
Yeah, I guess for me on the course, that was the biggest inspiration, you know, because I knew for ages what I wanted to do, but I just didn't have the steps in place to do it. I had this idea just going around in my head for years. With some people on the course, they didn't even have an idea. And then at the end of it, they had money in their pocket. That's insane. And they learned there's a process to learn that blogging and getting your ideas out of your head and putting them up on social media, getting sponsors. So it's just mad. I've got a lot of respect for those people that literally had nothing and then suddenly, you know, they've got cash at the end of it. There's also, and I'm even like working with some of these people now, we're doing this, the end bit of the course is where you start to collaborate with people, you make joint webinars, and really that's where everything starts to come together. So you'll be surprised, some of the people you're going to meet on the course are going to be people that you're going to, you know, do joint ventures with and collaborate. So yeah, final thoughts. Just trust in your idea. Trust in your idea. Run with it. Remember, you're going to test it with the market anyway, and the market's going to give you feedback on whether it's good. And you can always slightly swivel on your idea and just change your idea a little bit. And then, as I said, there's a process to really help you do that also.
Yeah, it's all about trying to like fail on an idea and pivot on an idea, and if you don't get sales right away, to change your idea too, and then you don't waste that much time or money. So, all right, Roger, thanks so much, man. Love you, man. Just you crushed it, dude. Really, seriously, it's amazing. And so, yeah, big inspiration. So there you go, Mr. Roger Frampton. Give him some props. Roger.coach, by the way, if you want to lock in your spot. You can see where he teaches. No, he does amazing work. He's got a great book, great TED Talk as well, so check him out. All right, look, I want to just make sure I answer any final questions for anybody that's on Webinar Jam, and then I want to come back here and hopefully talk to Mustafa and Pablo and Michael and Robbie if you got any questions about this. Again, you saw the gong go on earlier. Who was that gonging?
That one was...
We'll give you a gong if you pull
Blaine
the
Sukut.
Blaine Sukut pulled the trigger there, not on this call here. But again, this thing will be closed out by tomorrow. Since we only do this very periodically, people like jump in when they know that I'm going to be a part of this and they're going to get all the IP. So I'd love to go back and answer a few questions and then maybe play a quick video, and then I want to come back and see if I can answer some more questions here. So do you have anything that people are asking, and do we switch back to here, or yeah, okay. So I'll be right here just going over there and ask questions. But yeah, any questions people are asking about the course or payment or anything like that?
Yeah, Asher's got a question here. They're asking, do you have to create and have your high-end product ready and available so that the customer who's ready to go for the LCP to the high product can buy it?
So great question for everybody here is that, do you have to have your prime offer ready right away? Do you have to know what it is? And the truth is no. Roger sold, I think, 100 and some of his low-cost products before he'd even thought of the idea for his high-cost product. And the thing is, we actually don't create the products until we sell them. We create the title of the product. So all it really takes is about 20 minutes to create the product. You talk about the vision of what you want them, you sell it to them. If you sell it, then you actually fulfill the product. If you don't sell it, you go to the next idea. It's called minimum viable product, and it's the reason why we've had so much success, and it's the reason why most businesses fail, because they spend 6 months working on this big, long product. They go to sell it and realize nobody buys it. So Roger actually took his low-cost product people, went into them and said, what's the biggest challenge you're facing in your flexibility, listened, and then came back and said, guess what? I'm doing a 6-week program with accountability for $4,000. Would you like it? So that's the beauty of this process, is that no, you don't need to do that. But if you don't understand the end-to-end ecosystem, you're going to be stuck trying to sell 1,000 people $27 products. And ask Roger how that would be. That would probably drive you nuts, right? But most people think, I'll do an app for $5 and I'll sell 1 million. The truth is it doesn't work. You can't deal with that much customer service and complaints and problems. You have to have an end-to-end ecosystem. I mean, that knowledge alone is worth so much in your journey. So,
Dave's asking about those live calls. What days are they? What time is it?
So the live calls are Tuesdays and Sundays. On Tuesday, I do what I call a keynote call. So that's where I introduce the module, but you would have already watched the 3 videos of the module and done the workbook before that call. I introduce it, I answer questions, I give you feedback on your websites, your social media. If you haven't done the work, I'm like, what's going on? Where's my work, Madeline? And I really call you out and make sure everybody does the work. We also go through as teams. Each group is separated into teams of 25 people, and we compete each week for prizes and for recognition and for medals and things like that. So it's a whole process of interaction. Sunday is the workshop call, where all we do is answer questions, give feedback, and those repeat. We record those, we put those into a private Facebook group, and you can watch those later, and you have access to all of this stuff for life. So that's how that works. If you miss a call or you're traveling or whatever, it's all there for whenever you want it.
Gabby's asking about graduation. What's the date? What's involved?
Yeah, great point. So what we do is we have an optional graduation ceremony here in London. We did it because a lot of people wanted to come visit the world headquarters. They wanted to see on the inside how we do it here at London Real. And what we do is on that Friday night, we teach a special masterclass. Roger was here a week ago for that. And I really show you exactly the details of how we use Facebook ads, YouTube ads, behind the scenes, how we do these massive launches. So it's amazing. We do walking tours of London. We've got all sorts of events. We do a dinner that's on us on Saturday night. And it's just a gathering to where you can really forge these relationships with these people that you're going to know for the rest of your life, that you're going to do joint venture partnerships with. Again, you don't need to be in London to take this course. As a matter of fact, I prefer if you're not here, I'd rather you be somewhere else from around the world to bring new ideas in, new perspectives, and also to build our global network. Right now, we've got a network of over 1,000 grads. The value of that is worth the course. The price of the course is worth the network alone, because these people are highly motivated in all these niches. So that's how that works. I'll come back on the graduation. Is it September 7th?
14th, I believe.
14th of September is the graduation date. Again, it's optional. But I mean, we had people from Durban, South Africa, Hong Kong, Tokyo, San Francisco, Chicago, New York City, Sydney, Australia fly in. And again, like Roger said, they thanked us. I mean, they paid us between $3,000 and $10,000 each. They thanked us because this literally changed the course of their life.
Finally here, we've got one person trying to put the payment through. I noticed that it's not gone through. There is a live chat there on the website. Sometimes just try and go for the payment plan. Lock it in with that. We can always figure out the rest after.
Yeah, if for some reason you can't get through, we can see you processing the card. So if you try to make the payment, I'll hold and give you all the bonuses tonight. Worst case, make the payment plan and hold your spot. Because I always get someone that comes to me on Friday night at midnight and says, Brian, I want in the course. And I'm like, sorry. And they're like, but no, I really have to have it. I can't wait any longer. My business, I'm never going to get anywhere. I don't have any mentorship. I'm like, you got to wait till next year. And then I don't know if I'm going to teach it, but you had your chance. So do it now. Pull the trigger. Who pulled the trigger? I know it wasn't Madeline. She's still thinking about it.
Rob Fanning.
Rob Fanning, pull the trigger. Was Rob on this call earlier? Okay. I thought
so.
it was Batman pulling the trigger, but then I'm going to have to wait till I'm an old man before that guy pulls the trigger. Look, Rob, you pulled the trigger. There's a lot of people here that are tourists that are watching. To be honest, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to transform your life. I'm here to build a business for you that makes you more money than I can make. That's my definition of success. Stop watching another video. Stop buying another book. Stop watching another podcast. Stop talking about the business. Pull the trigger and do it. So congratulations, Rob. Again, if you lock in the payment plan, you can always upgrade to pay in full and get the Dan Pena bonus and my live kickoff call. You can upgrade later and get your studio interview. You can upgrade later to the Inner Circle. But lock the payment plan in now. There's nothing worse than bumping into someone who missed the boat. Again, the time is now. You've got to pull the trigger. There's an old phrase, if you don't shoot, you always miss. I mean, look at the track record we have. London Real's been here for 7 years. You've seen me go from me on my own, wearing G-Star Raw, to our world headquarters with 20 people. You've seen me hang out with Dan Pena. You've seen me make these documentary films. We're living this business. The reason I teach it is because we made all the mistakes. So keep that in mind. If you want to learn from someone, I mean, there's 100 people out there that will want to sell you a book on how to do social media. Who have you watched do it? You've watched us go from 0 to 100 million views. It's all there. So if you want to learn from someone, get the right mentor. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I'm about to give you 100 people, including me, that you can hang out with, right? Practice success is what you need to do. This is the chance.
And just on that, Ina says, I am ready to join after 3 years struggling, spending a lot of money on experts and consultants, still without launching. She loves the Einstein quote, was thinking the same, and really wants to start the course.
Awesome. So did she pull the trigger, Ina?
Let's check.
Ina, get in there and pull the trigger. You know, it's good. And again, I hear people all the time that said, oh, I just spent $25,000, I just spent $100,000. But like, honestly, that's what we call in economics a sunk cost. That's old news, right? You have to move forward. What are you doing today to increase your net worth by $1 million? Today, you know, all entrepreneurs take risks. You know, that's what Dan Pena tells me. You must take risks. Mm-hmm. All entrepreneurs act on imperfect information. Don't research it to death, or someone else would have done the idea. So whoever this was that says it, Ina, you got to pull the trigger, you know? You can't wait 3 years. It's all about taking action. That's how you connect the dots, by pulling the trigger and doing it. So that's great. Look, if you've got any other questions, put them in the chat here. I want to play one other quick video here of some of my successful graduates. You can, again, learn from them and hear a bit more of their testimonials. Then I want to come back and answer some final questions here. And then I'm going home to see Mariana and my kids. How's that?
Like I was a mess, falling apart. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I pulled the trigger and signed up. I had to.
This course has just changed everything for me.
Who knows what life will look like in a year from now for each of us?
All right, London Reelers, welcome to London. Let me hear some roar here. Tonight, I'm pumped. We got the Midnight Run folks with us. We got glow sticks, we got music.
This is the first time we've ever seen each other in 3D. The first live call that I saw all these people, it was so inspiring.
I loved being able to connect with people all over the world.
They're my family. They have become my family. We're all extensions of each other.
Everybody's helping each other. Everybody's holding each other accountable. You can do so much more than you ever thought.
Just now, like, my team asked me, how do you feel? And I said, I feel home. This is home for me.
What's beautiful about this process is if I'd had a way out, I'd have got out. But I couldn't let that lot down. I couldn't let my team down.
Do not stop, because this is just the beginning right now.
Please stay vulnerable. When you hit rock bottom, reach out. You have all the support you need. Thank you.
So I just want you to congratulate yourselves for all the hard work you put in, for making it to London, for connecting with everyone here. And those were just a few more of our grads talking about the experience there. And let me just unmute this call so people can know what we're talking about here. And yeah, just talking about their experience in the academy. The truth is I could watch these things all day long. I love hearing about our students. They've all gone on to become even more successful. As I told you earlier, one of my students, John McMahon, and another student named Michael Sky took the course together. They came to graduation in London, and at 3 in the morning at some kebab shop in King's Cross, they hatched up this idea for this company called iThrive. And then just early this year, they did a $1.6 million launch. And you can go talk to him. It's John McMahon. The business is called I Thrive. And the crazy thing John said to me is, he said, Brian, I'm going to double that by year end. And so that's just one of the many examples. But the truth is that there's 200 of these testimonials out there. You can go on YouTube and watch them. But the truth is, don't go watch them, because now is the time to make a decision. And look, I've been guilty of researching something to death, right? I'm a mechanical engineer. That's what we do. We try to engineer all the risk out of a situation. We try to make sure everyone's safe. That's why your planes stay in the sky and your bridges don't fall. But if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you must take risks. You must pull the trigger on an uncertain outcome in order to grow and grow and grow. That's how you stay ahead of your competition, like Apple Computer. That's how you stay ahead of the competition, like Elon Musk with his companies. They take risks. And all of the people you admire take risks, whether it's a rock star or an MMA fighter or a business CEO or a politician, they all take risks. But when it comes to ourselves, we want to sit back and take everything careful and kind of hide. But that's not really how game-changing people take place. And to me, I think life is too short. Life's too short not to go big on everything you do, you know, because the last time I checked, you don't get another life. So this is the one to pull the trigger on, and yet most people are a little scared and timid and worried about what people think, and fear encapsulates them. And I always say fear is exactly that. False expectations appearing real. There's these things that you're scared of and these phantoms that cause you to play small with your life and not to do things. And I think it was like a Mark Twain quote one time that said, like, for some men, they've visualized their death 1,000 times and it never happens once. And for some men, they never visualize that and only have that moment of truth. And the truth is that most of us fear so many things in our life, and 99% of them don't happen. And so I'm asking you just to kind of go into the fear. So that's what tonight is all about. I would love for you to join me. I'm going to go back into this conversation and just to speak to a few other people before I got to get out of here. The truth is, folks, is that I'm in with you for the next 8 weeks if you want to change your life. If you want to change your life, show me you want to change it by doing two things. Pull the trigger and pay price to action. If you can tell me, Brian, I'm really interested, but if you put the money on the table, I know you're interested. And I know for some of you it's hard. I had Julianne Husner in here from Germany who was watching this call, and she had her lights weren't on. And I was like, why aren't there any lights on, Julianne? And she was like, because I don't have power. And I was like, okay, do you want to join this course? She said, yeah, I can't afford it. And I was like, okay, do you want to change your life? She said, yeah. She found $297. I don't know how. She pulled the trigger, and she was at London Real Studios 8 weeks later celebrating the success of her business. So again, I'm looking for people that want to pull the trigger. She found $297. That was good enough for me. And we went all in on Julianne, and now she's crushing it in all of our courses. Her whole life is transformed. You can't recognize her. I'm saying like this is boring because this happens all the time around here. And so that's what we're talking about here. It's really a life-changing event. So that's it. I hope you join us. Again, if you could join us by the end of the call, you get the bonuses. And of course, you get the pay in full bonuses. The Dan Pena is absolutely incredible. And you've seen the results that the course guarantees. And so last thing I want to say is this, is if you're here with me on this call now after 2 hours from our start, then something is wrong with you if you haven't yet bought our course. So I don't know why you're watching me. I don't know if you want me to jump out and put $20,000 in your account. The truth is I need you to meet me halfway if we're going to build this business together. So if you're here, that means something interests you. You trust London Real, you know the process works, and you want to come in. And maybe there's some little weird fears and phobias that from your childhood or from something weird that happened. You got to get through those. Take a big deep breath and power through. You click on the link, pull out the card, and you're in. You'll know right away this is the best decision you ever made. If not, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. And so the decision is yours. I can bring you all the way to the goal line, but you're going to have to step over, and that's what this is all about. So that's it. I hope I see you on the inside for personal mentoring with me. We've got one of the most incredible groups on this course. I thought the last one was good, but this one is amazing. Come with me. We'll build your business together. Now I'm going to go over to this call on Zoom, which is where we teach. I want to finish up and answer all these questions from Mustafa and Madeline and everything. But again, thank you so much tonight. Whatever you do, pull the trigger. That's all I got to say. Anybody listening, go out there and do something big. Don't live a quiet life of desperation. Don't just get to the grave and slide in without any risks or embarrassments. That's not how life is lived. Go big. Whatever you do, go big. At least let it be said that when you're on your deathbed and your grandkids are there, that you can look at them and say, you know what, I went all in on this life and I have no regrets. That's what I'd like you to say. and I'll just leave it at that. So thank you so much. I hope you start a business. You know where you're at, and all the best. I'll be jumping over to the Zoom call, and I hope I see you there. Thanks so much.
If you want to get paid to do what you love, then I have something very special for you. Because I'm taking a small group of ambitious London reelers like you under my wing to help you turn your passion into a profitable business. So you can be financially free, travel the world, and never have to work for anyone ever again. This offer won't be available long. So if you want to build a business that gives you the freedom to live life on your own terms, listen closely. Over the next 2 months, you'll have the chance to learn the step-by-step system I used to turn my passion for learning into a 7-figure media company. But that's not even the exciting part. Because we've all bought a book or a course thinking this is going to change my life forever. Then what happens? We don't implement anything. So we stay stuck and feel stupid because we failed to make any progress. Well, I guarantee with 96% certainty that will not happen to you. I say 96 because that is the percentage of my graduates who will launch a business by the time this 8-week program ends. Yes, that includes hundreds of people who had no experience or business idea before they joined. You see, along with giving you a proven roadmap that's worked in dozens of markets, I'll work with you to help you overcome whatever obstacles come up and even drag you across the finish line so you can finally have that business you love. Before I go into more detail on this mentorship and accountability program, it's important for you to understand the profound impact that launching a business can have on your life. Let me show you how I went from a job where I felt like I was dying inside to creating a life where I'm deeply passionate about what I do every single day. Hi, my name is Brian Rose. I'm the founder and host of London Real. In 2011, I recorded my very first interview in a tiny studio with just a webcam and a couple of mics. Fast forward to today, I broadcast conversations with billionaire CEOs and best-selling authors to Grammy winners and members of parliament that have reached over 50 million people. And in the process, I have built a 7-figure media company. Now I want to help you build a business that has you excited to wake up in the morning. One that leaves you feeling proud and fulfilled because you're helping others in a meaningful way. This program teaches you how to share your passion with the world and achieve financial freedom. And this stuff works. Over 500 of our graduates have built successful businesses so far. Here are some of their stories.
It was the most amazing thing I've done for my business. Completely transformed the way I've done things. It's brought a new purpose into my life.
You know, that course has really shown me that you can achieve stuff in a much shorter time frame than you initially think you can.
You've got so much potential, so just if you have an idea of doing it, you've got one life, go ahead and do it. You've got to get that person out the way that might be holding you back and steam forward. If you've got any fear, you just have to steamroller through it. And I found that on the course. I just thought of doing something and then up would come that sense of, oh, can I do this? Can I not do it? And I was like a guy on a steamroller, just straight over, crush it. And that's what I would say to anybody who's thinking of doing your course.
There's so much information on the internet. You can figure out, you can educate yourself for free on the internet. What you can't do is connect with a community, and you can't be successful alone.
You've got to invest in yourself in this world. I've done a lot of courses. I think yours does differ because there's the accountability, you're learning from people that have done it, and from the now. You're not learning from a guy that set up a company 20 years ago when things were very, very different. You're learning it from someone that's done it with his team in the now.
These people have transformed their lives. And you know what these successful graduates have shown me? That by putting yourself in the right environment, you can achieve way more than you ever thought possible. And it's not about some magical $1 million idea, or special influencers you need to know, or getting a Harvard Business School degree. It's about surrounding yourself with experts who can show you what to do and who refuse to let you fail. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. All you have to do is mix a bulletproof business idea with support and accountability. With that, ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results. Here's an example. This is Max Keeling. Max went from no idea to revenue in 6 weeks. But before he did this, he was living like you and me, grinding away at an unfulfilling 9-to-5 job. One day he had enough, took action, and decided to build his own dream through our Business Accelerator. Max threw himself into every aspect of our course, completed our 10 vlogs in 10-day challenge, and after consulting our market opportunity map, he founded The Investing Coach. A few weeks later, I recommended that he create and deliver his very first webinar. He did and made his first sales months sooner than he ever anticipated. I will never forget the excitement he had on that live call with the entire group. Today, Max is self-employed, running a highly profitable online business. He sells premium digital products and live coaching packages for thousands of pounds each that are sold out up to 6 months in advance. But more importantly, he lives his passion every day, determines his own hours, and travels the world and lives life on his own terms. I love Max's story because it reminds me of when I was building London Real. Max said, once you get over the fear and push through, that's where all the magic happens. I'm a big believer in this idea. If you watch my TED Talk, you'll see that's the core message I was trying to spread. Go to where the fear is. My talk was watched by hundreds of thousands of people because the concept of fear and how it inhibits us resonates with everyone. It's something universal. We know it, we understand it, and we feel it. But most of the time, we still don't take action. For example, have you ever wanted to quit your job but were too afraid? Maybe you imagine looking at your boss dead in the eye and saying, "I quit." Then picture yourself walking out the door with a big smile on your face, knowing you'll never be back. We've all had a fantasy like this, but we're too afraid to take action. And I understand why. It's scary to leave your only source of income. That's why it's so important to build a business you love on the side now. Something you control. This will give you an escape route and keep you from being a slave to your paycheck, like I was for 20 years. You've spent tens of thousands of hours helping someone else build their dream business over the course of your life. Why not invest some of that into your dream? Okay, time for some brutal honesty. It's tempting to blame your boss, society, or your upbringing for where you are today. But the truth is that you are where you are because of the choices you made. But all of that can change in an instant, whenever you decide to follow your passion. The truth is that the person cutting your paycheck made the same choice years ago, and so can you. So which person do you want to be? The person who wakes up tired on Monday, works a boring 9-to-5 job, lives for the weekend, and repeats the cycle. The person who knows they're destined for more, but does nothing about it. Or the person who jumps out of bed on Monday, does inspiring work, lives their passion, looks forward to life, and builds financial freedom in the process. So what's it going to be? Are you going to make a change, or will I bump into you 1 year from now and find you leading a life of quiet desperation? What about 5 years from now? 10 years? What about 20? I know because I used to be that guy, slowly grinding myself into misery year after year, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And you know what that is? Insanity. How about we change your future right now? You and me together as a team. Are you with me? But don't go into your boss's office right now and quit your job. I know that's what I did, but there's a tendency to romanticize these scenarios. We believe these stories end with, "They all lived happily ever after." But it actually took me years to get where I am today. I didn't have a plan. I knew nothing about YouTube, online business, or monetization. I built London Real by slowly grinding my way through, making every mistake possible. I got distracted by the latest web tools and apps. I asked favors from London Real fans to set up technology, which took months longer than it should have. I even spammed our London Real episodes on people's Facebook walls. It was exhausting. Now, after years of blood, sweat, and tears, after interviewing the greatest minds in the world, after making every mistake possible, I'm proud to say that I have built my dream lifestyle. I'm able to wake up every day doing what I love, providing value, and changing lives for the better, while being financially independent and answering to nobody. Getting to that place wasn't easy. I had to go through years of suffering and headaches. But I've got good news. You don't have to go through the same journey as me, because I have compiled my knowledge, expertise, and secrets in one place. After a half-decade of trying every possible strategy in the book, it has become very clear to me that you can't just go cold turkey and venture out into the world hoping for the best. You need an idea, a plan, and a series of steps in order to get what you want. In essence, a roadmap. But that's only the beginning, because knowledge isn't everything. If it was, then we would all be billionaires with six-pack abs. Along with a roadmap, it's also important to have a guide, someone who's been there before and will work with you personally through the biggest challenges you face. On top of that, it's important to have like-minded people to support you, people who understand what you're going through and who want you to succeed, who will be there to give you feedback, motivate you, and pick you up when things get tough. When you combine a proven roadmap with a skilled guide and an army of supporters, that will make you unstoppable. And that's what I'm offering you today. If you've ever dreamed about living your passion while achieving financial freedom in the process, I can show you how. I'm proud to officially open the London Real Business Accelerator. When you join our course, you embark on a unique journey. You will not just learn about business, you will be taking on a meaningful challenge that will change your life forever. And you won't be doing it alone. You'll join a group of smart, hungry, like-minded entrepreneurs from around the world who will be building their businesses alongside you. Many of our students have said the network alone is worth the price of this course. But more importantly, I will be personally mentoring you every step of the way. You will have complete access to me during the entire course. And honestly, I don't know if this will be the case next time around. London Real is growing at such a fast pace that I don't expect to be so personally involved in the future. So now is the time to let me help you build your dream. Let me go deeper into what the Business Accelerator actually is. For 8 weeks, we will be releasing a video module every week, combined with 2 live video calls. On Tuesday, we have a live keynote call where I go into detail on the specific module. And on Sunday, we have a live workshop call where both myself and your team leaders give you feedback on your progress. And we leave no man or woman behind. Our course has the highest success rate of any online business course out there because we put massive emphasis on accountability, which is what I call the secret ingredient to success. You can learn the best techniques, strategies, mindsets, tools, and tactics in the world, but if nobody is there to keep you accountable, you won't get the amazing results you envision for yourself. Okay, so what's in the modules? Well, let me walk you through each one of them. Week 1, bulletproof your business idea. To kick things off, we start with your business idea. If you don't have an idea, you will find one here. If you already have an idea, we will make sure you have the right one. If you already have a business, we will expand its scope. Next, I'll show you how to make a compelling 1-minute business pitch that you can use for your customers and your investors. And lastly, I'm introducing 3 proven psychological mindsets that I personally use to help you thrive through the entire course. Week 2, find your micro niche. In this module, you're going to identify something crucial, your micro niche. This is a small subsection of the market that you will own. Next, you'll find out your competitors' strategies, strengths, and weaknesses, and what you can learn to model and what you can avoid. Next, I'm going to show you how to determine exactly what your customer wants. You will use these insights not to just be better, but be different than your market competitors. Week 3, build your high-performance website. Here you will create your website in less than a week. That's right, less than 7 days. But there's more. I will show you how to attract and capture potential customers, then have lifetime access to market to them for free. Even better, I'm going to show you how to do it in a way where people will want to hear your marketing message. Week 4, make your content. This is where most students have their biggest breakthroughs. In this module, you'll complete the legendary 10 vlogs in 10 days challenge. This is where you start sharing your ideas, making an impact, and find out exactly what people are dying to hear you talk about. You will also learn how to make compelling video content the London Real way. I will show you how to produce a 3-part series as a free product to hook your new customers. Then, you will warm them up to become your long-term customers by delivering them exceptional value. Week 5, kickstart your social media. Nowadays, there's a social media expert on every corner. But how many can show you proven results? Who do you know that went from 1 Twitter follower to over 125,000? We did, and not in some spammy way, but in a deliberate fashion while building authority in the market. In this module, I'm revealing all the strategies I gleaned since 2011. I will break down all of the big social media channels and show you which ones to use and which ones to avoid. Week 6, create your product. Here I guide you down the London Real product success path. First, we will find out what value you can offer to your customers. Then, I will show you how to properly package it. And lastly, we will create your minimum viable product, which is a fancy name for the best kind of product with the least amount of effort that people will actually pay for. Week 7, sell your product. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. Now you will present and sell your product by hosting your very own online webinar. I'm going to show you the exact triggers that we have used to close hundreds of our customers on our webinars. And here's the best part. If you did all of the work in the previous modules, your prospects will already want to buy from you even before you start the sales conversation. Here is where the money will start to roll in, and the feeling is exhilarating. Week 8, launch your business. This is it. You've built all the necessary pieces of an online business, and now it's time to launch. You will identify strategic relationships in your network and influencers inside your industry. Then, I will give you word-for-word templates on how to reach out to them in order to 10x your business. Lastly, you will create a blueprint for your next 12 months with a long-term vision. Congratulations, you have your own business. In addition to this, you'll also get my bonus module, Accelerate Your Year. Here, I will go deep into the end-to-end ecosystem, how to optimize your online funnel, and show you A/B testing strategies to maximize your business success. Here's a summary of everything you get on the Business Accelerator. 8 video modules containing the latest cutting-edge techniques, tools, and insights on how to go from no idea to an online business. 16 hours of live video calls. You will interact with me face-to-face on a live call twice per week. Here, I will give you private instruction, answer questions, and follow up on your progress. Our private email address, dedicated to answering any question about the course within 24 hours, and lifetime access to all the video modules. If you fall behind during the course, you can pick up anytime you want. But most importantly, I am offering you accountability. You will not just sit around and watch videos. I'm going to make sure you actually do everything we teach by including weekly check-ins and 24/7 help. Me and my team of London Real business coaches will support you throughout the entire accelerator. If you get stuck, we are here to help you. Our trademark accountability document. Your progress will be followed in real time on our accountability system together with all of the other accelerator students. Access to the private Business Accelerator Facebook group where you can connect instantly with a group of like-minded students many of whom will become friends for the rest of your life. Lastly, I'm offering you a free ticket to our live weekend graduation event in London. Here, you will meet your classmates, go deeper on course material, and crystallize your plans for your business. This includes free admission to our super focus group, interviews at London Real Studios, a group dinner on Saturday night, and a walking tour of London with the class and the team on Sunday. But just so you know, this event is optional. You don't have to attend in order to complete the Business Accelerator. And that covers the entire course. But to top things off, I'm also including a no man or woman left behind 60-day money-back guarantee. If for any reason you don't feel like I have given you the value I promised, I'm offering you a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked. I'm that confident in this course. All you need to do is complete all of the coursework on time and attend all of the live calls. If you do this and are not 100% satisfied, I will give you a full refund. But once you join, you will see that I leave no man or woman behind. I will make sure that you get over the finish line, kicking and screaming if necessary. That's the beauty of our accountability system. It's the reason why this course has the highest success rate of any of its kind. It's the secret sauce that gives us incredible stories like this one. Let me introduce you to Claire Lim.
My name's Claire. I am 22 years old and I'm from Hong Kong. I'm here on the Business Accelerator program because I've decided to open the first movement studio in Hong Kong.
Meet Claire, a 22-year-old movement and dance teacher from Hong Kong who wanted to turn her passion into a business and live life on her own terms. She decided to invest in her future and join the London Real Business Accelerator, a live and interactive 8-week mentorship and accountability program designed to make her business dream a reality. Together with over 60 entrepreneurs in 14 time zones around the world, Claire undertook a radical life transformation, learning how to publish videos of herself, build her social media platforms, create digital products, and actually sell them on her own webinar. With 2 live interactive calls per week, she was coached and mentored by me, Brian Rose, the founder and host of London Real. Following our blueprint of 8 world-class video content modules, a private Facebook group, and our trademark accountability documents, all while under the supervision of experienced team leaders from around the world.
I have begun a 10-day vlog challenge presented to me by Brian Rose.
I've had spurts of extreme motivation and passion, and it's like going on hyperdrive. And it's some sort of superpower.
But it was the global community of her fellow classmates and entrepreneurs who also built businesses that was the hidden value of the whole experience.
I think it's bizarre how everybody's in different parts of the world. Everybody's there for each other.
It took hard work, but Claire was soon recording huge wins while she also built the foundation of her business. By the end of the course, she was celebrating major success as she reached out to partners and recorded her own webinar.
And it really worked. I had about 1,700 views, and I don't even have 1,000 Facebook friends. And it worked because I felt like I was talking to people, and connecting and helping and providing value. And also I made so many friends with people on the course, and it's been a real honor.
We are together.
Yeah. Both from Hong Kong.
Yes, both from Hong Kong.
Hi. But all together, it just becomes like a real family. I'd really like to spread the message that other people can be doing this, especially other young people, stepping up to be entrepreneurs.
If you do love what you do and you can immerse, then look out for the next course, seriously.
Today, Claire has turned her dream into a reality and built a profitable business by opening Hong Kong's first movement, dance, and meditation studio. Now she has both a sustainable lifestyle and lives her passion every day, doing something she truly loves while inspiring, motivating, and leading people in the movement revolution. So by now, you're probably wondering, what's the price for the Business Accelerator? Well, if you were to get an MBA from a business school, you'd have to pay about $100,000. Then figure out how to apply everything on your own once you graduate. The good news is the Business Accelerator doesn't cost anything near that. We could charge $15,000 for the course, and paying that much for a business that can earn you many times that every year would still be an amazing deal, especially since it also lets you live your dream lifestyle. But we also wanted to make this affordable to everyone, so we cut the price as low as we could for something with this much personalized attention. So we have 3 levels of investment. The standard package, for which we also have a 12-month payment plan, the premium package, and of course, the inner circle. The standard package gives you 8 video modules, 16 hours of live calls with me and my London Real business coaches, access to our private Business Accelerator Facebook group, our private email address with a 24-hour response time, lifetime access to all the modules and workbooks, a London Real coach based on your business model, and 1 ticket to our graduation weekend. With the premium package, you receive everything from the standard package, plus a one-on-one video kickoff call with me to assess your business ideas and plans for the future, my private email and Facebook chat for the course during the entire 8-week period, and the big one, you get to smell the leather with your own one-on-one interview here at London Real Studios, sitting in the chair opposite me. This is a huge business asset that you can have to land customers and give you access to partners and really jack up your social proof. And lastly, for the people who want to go all in, I'm offering the Inner Circle package, where I will personally mentor you for 6 months after the course is complete. Not only that, you'll get access to my Inner Circle group of exclusive, driven entrepreneurs who are hungry to make a change and take their businesses to the next level. Here we go big. So if you want to build that 7-figure business, this is the package for you. So now is your chance to click the Buy Now button and join our Business Accelerator. To put things in perspective, where are you going to find an offer like this anywhere else? If you join a typical digital course, that's what it's going to be. Digital, no people. The problem with a digital course is that everything is down to you. You're on your own, which massively increases your chances of failure. Why leave this up to chance? Instead, join our accelerator, where you have your own business coach who keeps you accountable and a group of like-minded entrepreneurs who will embark on the same journey as you. Of course, you could decide to do it alone. But if you've seen my 3-part video series, then you'll know how hard it was to build London Real from the ground up, all by myself. It took me 3 full years to even make a dime. It's romantic to think you can do everything on your own. But honestly, if you study how the best in the world succeed, they all had mentors. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mozart, Albert Einstein, and Alexander the Great. These were people who learned from the best. I too have been privileged to learn from many of the best in the world by inviting them into my studio. I stand on the shoulders of giants. And if it wasn't for them, I might still be broadcasting from a tiny little studio with just 2 microphones and spamming my episodes on all my friends' Facebook walls. But I transcended. I opened myself up to people who had already achieved what I wanted. I learned from them and built London Real into a global media and transformation company because of it. During this course, I will be your mentor, steering you every step of the way. So click that button and buy. Join my program. You will not regret it. And one more thing. When you look at the times we live in today, it has never been easier to build a business in the history of mankind. Your product idea can be tested for less than $100. Your website can be set up instantly. Your customers can be rapidly found through social media. And with the Business Accelerator, you can get there in record speed without having to make all the amateur mistakes that I made. The truth is that the biggest thing holding us back is our own minds. The moment we want to do something bold, we have 100 small little voices in our heads telling us to do the exact opposite. We see someone create a successful business and we immediately find reasons why we cannot do it. Oh yeah, that person probably has money, good looks, great connections, it's luck. I grew up as a science geek, became a banker, and then created London Real. It has nothing to do with luck, good genes, or talent. It has to do with the willingness to just go for it. The same goes for any big London Real guest that comes into this studio. I have learned that they have the same basic fears as you and me, but they are directed by a different story. Instead of waiting for the right time to do something like start a business, they make it the right time. They make the decision to plow ahead at full speed. Fears and self-doubt be damned. And these people are not special. We've all met people who are driven no matter what their age, IQ, or background may be. Your inner game is the key to your success. Over the years, I've seen so many people with the potential, the energy, and the know-how to make it happen, but they were paralyzed by the story they were telling themselves. Let me go over some of the most common ones I hear. I don't have a business idea. Well, guess what? You don't need one to start this course. During our first modules, we will dig deeper into who you really are, what idea will fit you, and what market to pursue. We've included multiple exercises, worksheets, and resources to help you find the right business idea, including the market opportunity map and your golden triangle. Instead of having to venture out there on the internet and read dozens of articles with contradictory techniques on how to find an idea, we have actually done the hard work for you by designing easy, practical tools that will get you started and accelerate your progress. Will this actually work? I spend thousands of dollars on digital courses every month in order to get myself and the London Real team to the next level. There are some amazing products out there, but there is one thing they all lack: accountability. You see, most of the digital courses out there are exactly that: digital. You sit at home alone and watch video modules. Sound like fun? Not to me. I believe in teaching the old-fashioned way. So when you sign up to one of my courses, you get to see the whites of my eyes on 2 one-hour calls every single week. You get to participate in these live Zoom calls with the members of your class, many of whom will become your friends for life. I track your progress and push you to be the best, and I'm not a big fan of excuses. So if you want to watch some videos, go to YouTube. But if you want to actually change your life, sign up to our Business Accelerator. Well, when I founded London Real 6 years ago, I started with 1 YouTube subscriber. I didn't know what I was doing, my family and friends didn't care, and I was honestly nervous about what my former colleagues in banking would think of me. Since then, London Real has had over 50 million views, held interviews with some of the most amazing people on the planet, and now has a product ecosystem with multiple successful courses. I'm truly able to say that I've created a business I'm passionate about. Through that experience, I believe anybody can get what they want if they commit. Starting a business isn't easy, and the first step is always the hardest. But once you completely decide to go all in, everything else becomes easier, and I will be here to guide you every step of the way. I don't have any time. Do you have enough time to be successful? Most people who complain of not having enough time in their lives suffer from bad routines and an ungrounded mindset. The Business Accelerator gets rid of all of that. So many people spend hours at the computer, starting on one task, half completing it before jumping to another, never knowing the roadmap to building a successful business. I will give you a clear methodology, allowing you to focus your valuable time on exactly what matters. You will see results with as little as 5 hours per week. Although just like anything else, it's simple. The more time you invest, the more results you will see. Successful people have the same 24 hours in a day as everyone else. They just use that time differently. And if you want to learn how, then join us now, because I'm not sure when I will do this again or how involved I will be the next time. But I have a little surprise bonus for you. If you join me today, you will get access to the London Real Library. You will get the exact workbooks, word-for-word scripts, and templates for every single module, including how to reach out to influencers, contact blogs, write your first blog posts, and more. Not only that, inside you will also get case studies from previous successful graduates and how-to tutorials for every step of the way. So click the buy button and join me on this course. I have big plans for this class, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Don't settle for anything less than an incredible life. You have so much to offer the world, even if you don't see it yet. So if you're ready to escape the 9-to-5 and build a business that pays you to do what you love, then hit that button and join me. I'll see you on the inside.